For many Americans, work can feel like a hamster wheel. No matter how hard they run, it never feels like enough. Americans, on average, say they would need $520,000.
Have we watched this before? I feel like we've seen articles about this.
A year to feel rich. And the more people earn, the more they say they need to feel comfortable. Americans making under $50,000 felt they needed $157,000 a year to feel comfortable. Those making $100,000 or more said they would need $246,000.
When I was in middle school, a song came out called Mo Money, Mo Problems. And I think that that's true. Your problems scale.
Please stop doing this if you make these videos. You're just setting these people up for a disaster. Please stop.
You still are dealing with a finite number every month. Your worries, your anxiety, your budget scales to that. You still are dealing with a ceiling.
About 14% of all U.S. households make $200,000 or more every year. But many of them, dubbed Henrys or high earners, not rich yet, still don't feel rich. 62% of people with salaries over $300,000 a year struggle with credit card debt.
Earning doesn't actually make you feel rich. Spending it does. If most people spent 99% of their paycheck, they feel quite rich. And it's the paradox here. When we're in accumulation mode, it's very difficult to feel rich.
It can be pretty easy for someone to feel like I'm making really good money.
That was the dumbest thing I think I've ever heard in my life. What?
But I don't have a lot of discretionary income.
Earning more and feeling like you're still on a hamster wheel is what a lot of Henrys experience. And that's because they're not living within their means. They may have been living above their means when they weren't nearly making as much money, and now they're just continuing to add more and more and more.
I earn $300,000 and I live in New York City. I definitely don't feel rich. I feel very lucky. I feel privileged, but I do not.
I'm doing it on stream right now. If she says she has a rent stabilized apartment for $1,500 a month, just kidding. She won't.
Not feel rich. I could not stop working right now. I have more money anxiety almost now than I ever did in my 20s. I am on a hamster.
Stop buying shit! Don't say. She's going to say she's on a hamster wheel.
Wheel, and there's no question.
Sorry.
Henrys often don't feel rich compared to others. Many Henrys are cash rich and asset poor. So they're typically people under 40. They don't have childcare hours available. They're first-time home buyers in the housing market. They're paying off student loans early, hopefully. And their income usually hasn't hit a career peak. So they're very much in that not rich yet bucket, but they very well could be in the future.
Oh, I 100%.
What is this person's job? What is this? Why? This person is, they're cash rich, but asset poor. They're young people. Why would they have assets? And how would even having assets make you feel rich? It depends on the type of asset you're talking about. Every single thing this person has said is fucking retarded.
They don't have childcare hours available. They're first-time home buyers in the housing market. They're paying off student loans early, hopefully. And their income usually hasn't hit a career peak. So they're very much in that not rich yet bucket, but they very well could be in the future.
Oh, I 100% feel like a Henry.
Yes. You gain wealth as you age. That's how aging and wealth works. Yeah, thank you. Yes.
Maria Contreras was a professional composer, bandleader, and pianist who started her virtual assistant business in 2016.
That year, I started to grow slowly, and I was suddenly earning more money than I had ever earned in my life.
She keeps doing. I'm getting trolled. I'm getting trolled. Please stop trolling me. Stop trolling me.
And I think the number was something like $35,000 by the end of the year. And I was wow, more money than I had ever earned in my life. And I think the number was something like
Maria Contreras was a professional composer, bandleader, and pianist who started her virtual assistant business in 2016.
That year, I started to grow slowly, and I was suddenly earning more money than I had ever earned in my life. And I think the number was something like $35,000 by the end of the year. And I went, wow, this is really great. I can grow this.
She then expanded into a digital marketing consulting agency during the pandemic.
For the calendar year of 2025, we're just on track to make 1.4 million. We're hoping to get to 1.5 or possibly even 1.6.
She's talking revenue, but what is her take home from that?
Anticipating my owner's draw to be anywhere between 300,000 and 400,000. Had a pretty successful to 1.5 or possibly even 1.6. I'm anticipating my owner's draw to be anywhere between 300,000 and 400,000.
My orders draw? What does that mean? I don't know what that word is. Am I retarded? She's at 300,000.
Pretty successful career as a musician through most of my 20s. The thing they don't tell you about having a career as a musician in music school is that you can be playing Carnegie Hall, which I was, and I was making $15,000 a year. And I didn't realize how much.
I'm sorry. Where did she go to school that she was good enough to play at Carnegie Hall, was a professional musician, and they didn't tell you that you don't make fuck all as a musician? I feel like that's the only thing they tell you in school, is you make fucking no money, obviously. That's why they push everybody to be teachers as well. What do you mean? Nobody tells you you're not gonna make money. What's that song? Fuck, what am I thinking of? It's a dad rock song. Ain't easy being one, blah, 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 music, blah, blah. What's that? What am I thinking of? Hold on. Music Man? Married to a mute, blah, blah, blah. What is this stupid? Fuck, what am I thinking of? Nope. Is it Elton John? Wait. Is it Rocket Man? Wait. It's not Piano Man. No, shut up. Oh, but this isn't about money. It's about him touring all the time, I think.
Oh,
I don't care.
School is that you can be playing Carnegie Hall, which I was, and I was making $15,000 a year. And I didn't realize how much freedom money affords you. Now that I see the kind of freedom that somebody who earns what I do or even more has, that's my goal. That is absolutely what gets me out of bed in the morning.
A lot of the high earners, not rich yet, they're first generation wealth. So they still take their wealth into perspective against their family members or others in their community, and they realize how well they're doing. So they don't take it for granted. But I think what makes them feel not rich is we were told once you make six figures, all of your problems will go away. You'll just have so much excess. And I think we know that narrative is not true anymore.
You can have excess. It just depends on what you want in life. If you want to be a fucking retard consumer, you can buy anything that you want and then be fucking poor. That's how it works. When you buy retarded shit all the time, you can do that for a ton of money. What, like... Destiny, that's the opposite of what my band teachers told me when I was about to go to music school at Limfeo. As a clarinet player, they told me I'd probably make around 100,000 playing in an orchestra. What did you go to Berklee School of Music? I don't even know they would tell you that. Okay, maybe. Just like, do the New York Philharmonic, what is their average pay? Base pay is $205K. I'm pretty sure those are probably the most well compensated like orchestral players in the world, I think, right? For the New York Philharmonic. So this is like if you're the best players in the world and you don't have like your own band or something.
I would have thought back then that the amount of money that I have in the bank right now, I would be rich. I would have just thought, oh yeah, she's made it, and I don't feel that way.
You don't want money in the bank though. You want to buy shit. That's the difference. And if you want to buy shit, then based. But you can't buy shit and have money. You can't have your cake and eat it too. I'm sorry.
I know that I am on a hamster wheel with my business. I actually really love the hamster wheel. I love what I do, but I also realize that I can't stop.
So Henrys often don't feel rich compared to others. They work very hard for their money, but they also spend a lot more than the average person.
In a lot of ways, Henrys may be victims of their zip codes.
$100,000 in LA is definitely very different than $100,000 in Iowa. Someone makes $200,000 a year in LA. They're going to probably take home $140-ish. Rent for a one bedroom is going to be at least $3,000. Their car payment is going to be $700. Car insurance is going to be maybe $200 a month. Gas is going to be $200 a month. If you were to annualize that, that's $50,000 right there.
Our cars, did she say $700 a month car payment? Was that, what kind of loan is that? Is that high or am I out of touch? Is that an ordinary average car payment? $700 a month? Okay, I mean, $140K a year take home pay, might as well kill myself. Average rent, Los Angeles. Also, it does depend on where you live in LA, but we'll just do. Jesus, are you okay? Whatever this is. Where's the breakdown by, show me like one bedroom studio apartments. It's like 2145. Studio 1700. Okay. Find a fucking roommate. Get a girlfriend. $3K a month? What is the average rent for that apartment? Also, this is average too, so you can definitely find cheaper. What is this for a 2-bedroom apartment? Average, LA? And the studio is 2 weeks old. Okay.
The remainder is for all the other things. We haven't eaten yet. We haven't purchased groceries.
Wait, hold on.
Take home $140-ish.
Okay, 140 is this is our take home. So there's about what 11.8K. I don't remember. Fuck. Where are we? 11.7K a month. Take home.
Rent for a one bedroom is going to be at least $3,000. Their car payment is going to be $700. Car insurance is going to be maybe $200 a month. Gas is going to be $200 a month. If you were to annualize that, that's $50,000 right there. The remainder.
Okay, so you only have like $7,500 a month left. Ah! How do you survive?
Is for all the other things. We have.
Oh no! Only $7,500 a month after taxes, after bills, after all of your bonuses, after everything.
Haven't eaten yet. We haven't purchased groceries. We haven't paid for
eating and groceries.
Subscriptions to Amazon and Netflix. We haven't gone on vacation yet. We haven't.
Kill me. This is why I hate the middle class, and this is why I support the destruction of the middle class, and I hope the middle class is destroyed. I can barely fucking survive, bro. Do you know how stressful it is planning my monthly vacations, my bi-yearly vacation, not once every 2 years, but my twice-year vacation. You know how stressful it is?
Groceries, we haven't paid for subscriptions to Amazon and Netflix. We haven't gone on vacation yet. We haven't purchased clothes yet. It can whittle away your discretionary income if you're living in an area that has a high cost of living.
Whittle away your discretionary income. That is your discretionary income. You're spending it. You're disgressing. That is it. That's the thing.
Yet we haven't purchased clothes yet. It can whittle away your discretionary income if you're living in an area that has a high cost of living.
When my business started to grow, one of the first things that I started spending more money on right away was food, because I don't have time to cook. I had more money.
Stop! Bro, I'm getting trolled. 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 These are trolls. These are trolls. These are trolls. These are trolls.
Even time, and so I started eating Grubhub 3 meals a day most days. After that,
Three per day. She's spending like $5,000 a month on Grubhub. That's
my donor class.
That's the donor
right
class.
There. Donor class.
Give me the screaming one, Jank.
Guys, I
No.
think it's the donor class.
The donor class.
that became rent, because I hit $1 million a year in revenue, and I said, I'm eating Grubhub 3 meals a day most days. After that, it became rent, because I hit $1 million a year in revenue, and I said, that's it, I'm moving to Manhattan. And so my rent doubled, and I suddenly was paying $4,000 in rent. But
Why do you have to? It sounds like your business is online. Why do you have to move to Manhattan? What the fuck?
it's very worth it to me is to live where I want to live. I was proud that I could live here. For about a year, I would walk outside my apartment and just like look around, just be like, oh my gosh, here I am. So that was lifestyle creep for me.
Lifestyle creep is the common phenomenon of spending a little more money as you earn more. It can happen to
A little more money as you earn more?
anyone at any income.
Lifestyle creep can really sneak up on you. You start earning more.
It happens to anyone at any income? Oh my God. That's so gross. It happens to anyone at any income? That's like you earn a little bit more from like 35 to like 38K a year, and you're like, oh shit, maybe I can go to the dentist and have this searing pain in my tooth taken care of. We call that lifestyle creep.
And then you decide, well, I can buy more things. I need a second car. I need a bigger home. I need to go on this European
I'm done.
vacation. I deserve this European vacation because I work hard for my money. The problem is if you're not continuing to increase your savings at the same time, you are putting your financial future in jeopardy.
That shift happens everywhere in our lives, from the small purchases to the really big ones. Cars, houses, vacation, and most of these expenses are fixed.
Lifestyle creep impacts almost all tax brackets.
Really big ones. Cars, houses, vacation, and most of these expenses are fixed.
What do we mean when we say vacations are a fixed expense? What is she saying there? What does that mean? I feel like there's like 10 different ways that you could use the word fixed there, and all of them would be retarded. Does she mean fixed as in required yearly? That would be retarded. She couldn't possibly mean that. Does she mean fixed as though the cost of a vacation couldn't scale with your income? Because it definitely can, so she couldn't have meant that.
Lifestyle creep impacts almost all tax brackets, but it can take different forms. One 2024 study found that when low and middle income households were given an additional $1,000 no strings attached every month, their spending increased primarily on basic necessities, such as food, transportation, and rent. However, when higher income households were given the same $1,000, they increased spending on both necessities as well as discretionary expenses.
That's
like
my donor
I
class
spend more on my
right
hair,
there.
I spend more on makeup. I get my lashes done, I get my nails done. I think it's just something that comes with the territory.
Birds of a feather tend to
I like how they talk about themselves like they're victims. Like, I started making more money. I just had to Grubhub 3 times a day, and I just had to, go to my weekly lashes appointment. I just had to do my weekly mani-pedis. I just had to go to, a hair salon every 2 weeks. It's just like, it has to happen. It's unavoidable. I can't help myself.
flock together, and their spending tends to be more aligned. If you make about $85,000, your friends probably also make about $85,000. So you're doing similar activities in the same economic bracket. Once you have friends that are making $200,000-$300,000 a year, your activities will change. The restaurants that you will eat at will differ and change. They're going to probably be a little bit more elevated. Your vacations are going to be more elevated. Your clothing is going to be more elevated. It's not necessarily spending irresponsibly, but they're spending aligned with their friend group and their community. That's why a lot of them oftentimes don't feel rich, because they're spending along with their friends.
Also, just to be clear, there's nothing wrong with this. If you're making money, especially as a young person, you should be saving, okay? You should be saving. But there's nothing wrong with spending money and enjoying your life, okay? If you're making a lot of fucking money, especially in your late 20s, early 30s, okay? You put in some work, you put in some time, you got your degree, hopefully you pay down your student loan debt a little bit. There's nothing wrong with spending money here and doing it. But don't LARP like you're poor. Don't LARP like you're working class. Don't LARP like your life is such a fucking struggle.
Emotions are tied so tightly to what we do with our money.
Estimate your monthly budget. Mine is probably like $12,000 a month, but like the vast majority of my money to spend on my rents for all my things, because my rent for this apartment is like $5,400 a month, and then my rent for my studio apartment downstairs for the show that we shoot is like another $3,500 a month. So that's like $10K right there, and then I have whatever I spend on my daily hot chocolate and Subway, and I don't think I spend money on anything else. My utilities, but I mean I don't buy anything.
It happens to everyone. You get a raise, you're feeling great, you deserve to go out to dinner. In fact, you deserve to book that cruise. But the reality is that money was supposed to be earmarked for a bump up in your retirement savings, or money that you were going to put toward your child's education, or maybe you don't have an emergency fund, or at least not an adequate one, and the money should have gone there. When we allow...
To be fair, if you send an interview with Kai that you earn $2 million and your monthly cost is $12,000, you must have a ton of savings. I do. I just bank all my extra money. Sure. Yeah, I don't need to spend it all. The fuck?
ourselves to let our emotions overtake what we're doing with our money. We lose sight.
You just said you spent $4K on anything else while $4K on anything else what? For my apartment downstairs? It's anywhere from $3 to $4K a month. I don't know what it is exactly.
Sometimes of what our goals are and how we have planned to meet them.
Henry will sometimes look to the mega millionaires or the billionaires and wish that they had more, but it's really just that upwards comparison for more that keeps them stuck. More will never be enough at a certain point, and you have to decide
at a certain point
what you have is ultimately enough and start appreciating all that you do have instead of fixating on all that you don't.
Yeah, like once you're at like 600, 700K a year.
Experts say the best way for Henrys to start to feel rich and to get off the hamster wheel is by budgeting and planning for the future.
You can't really figure out if you're rich yet unless you know where you stand right now and where you want to go. You need to know your net worth. It doesn't matter how much money you have. It's not just for rich people. You have a net worth. What you own minus what you owe is your net worth. Everyone has one. Yours may be negative at this point, but you have to figure how to turn that around. Once you know your net worth, then you can start to build on what are your goals? What do I want to have in terms of my retirement savings, in terms of savings for college if you have children, in terms of emergency savings in case anything happens, how secure will I be? Once you have significant emergency savings, enough to cover, say, 6 months of your expenses or more, you're going to start to feel rich. Surveys have shown that financial well-being is tied closely to emergency savings. And so if you know that you're not going to have to whip out a credit card, that you're going to be able to pay for the roof that needs to be fixed or the car that breaks down, you're going to feel rich.
I think wealth is often an emotional feeling. It's a mindset to feel truly secure and not to have to worry about finances at all. Feeling rich, it can feel much more about the bottom line and the dollar amount. So one is more about the tangible number in your bank account, and the other more is a feeling. Most people aspire to reach a level of wealth where they don't have to stress or worry.
Bullshit. None of this has been about, in my mind, for me, well, at this point, it's that I can retire, I guess, right? Which is like the early retirement shit people like, although I don't know why you would stop working. How boring would life be? But in my mind, maybe this is a working class bullshit, whatever. But in my mind, wealth is, I don't have to stress about any bills ever. I don't have to worry about not being able to pay a bill. Maybe even for a few months. Okay, how cool would that be, right? Once you're at that point, okay, you're at the very least, it's some golden thing where you're not stressing about paying your bills. And then past that, it's just like, I guess like you're making enough money to cover your expenses, have a little bit of fun, and hopefully you're on path to save for retirement. If you're going to be really successful, maybe you can retire before 65, right? Aim for 50, 40, 35, you'll be super ultra crazy or whatever, aggressive. But
number in your bank account, and the other more is a feeling. Most people aspire to reach a level of wealth where they don't have to stress or worry about their finances or even about the future generations, to know that there's a cushion there.
But that's when you're spending all of your money on like extra consumables, on extra shit, which again, there's nothing wrong with that. If you're young, have fun, spend some money. I don't think like the people are like, you have to save 40% of your income for your 401k and you're save every bit of money. Blah, blah. Fuck all that bullshit, right? If you're young, have fun, right? Your body's healthy. You can run around and do shit. You can stay awake. You can do drugs. You got sleep deprived. You got a lot of crazy shit when you're young. Yeah, go out, have fun, do that. Just don't LARP like you're poor.
One of the things I focus on with my clients is a budget should be a representation of your values. The issue is you can't value everything. You have to prioritize it. And when people see the hard numbers of what they're spending on a monthly or annualized basis, and they see, oh my gosh, I'm spending $5,000 a year eating out, I will ask the question, are you enjoying those meals at $5,000? Is it bringing you that much excitement and that much joy? And most people will say, no, Camila, it's not. The food is okay. I'm doing it to be social. Well, we'll talk about other ways that you can be social without spending $5,000 a year eating out. You can't buy clothes consistently, travel consistently.
Wait, did she say 5,000 a year or 5,000 a month? Because those are very different. And
that much joy out. I will ask the question, are you enjoying those meals at $5,000? Is it I'm spending the hard numbers of what they're spending on a monthly or annualized basis?
Monthly or annualized.
Oh my gosh, we're going to be social. Well, we'll talk about other ways that you can be social without spending $5,000 a year eating out. You can't buy clothes consistently, travel consistently, eat out consistently. You have to pick maybe one or two things where you're going to focus your discretionary spending and then take that extra and rewrap that to savings so you can start feeling rich.
Spending gives this immediate dopamine fix, and seeing wealth in an account out with numbers and commas often can be far more satisfying, but we don't realize it in the moment. It's almost like the difference between an exciting, very toxic relationship versus a secure and stable long-term partner. I think the feeling of safety and the feeling that you can weather this long-term financial storm is far more satisfying, and we have to train ourselves to value that safety over the quick fix of a fancy car or a shiny new watch.
My advice for somebody who's on the hamster wheel is understanding the trade-off. I could get off the hamster wheel at any time, and I know that. And I know that my circumstances may change. For right now, this is the answer for me. My advice to somebody who's feeling that anxiety is understand that this is a choice. There are trade-offs. What I have learned is that I have been very burnt out and exhausted as
Oh, okay. That's fine. If you recognize it, that's fine. That's okay.
a person who doesn't earn a lot of money, and I have been burned out and exhausted as a person who does earn a lot of money, and I would take being a person who's burned out and exhausted and has money any day of the week. I would rather do that than be burned out and tired and also worrying about my bills.
Oh, sure. Okay. That's fine. You know what? Her perspective's fine. This segment was just stupid. Okay. No more rage baiting me.
Respect, and I know
What
they're
is
going
this?
to kill me. And my sister has heard me say this. I feel like they're sheep.
Yeah, no, for
They're
sure.
no, they won't
Yeah. I need a Riz voice Hassan button.
get away from the herd, and if they do, they get kind of swatted at or
Yeah.
called into the office.
Yeah.
And Dad says, "Stop fucking around and do it." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he throws some T-shirts and signs it or some swag to them.
Yeah.
But it is this like kind of going with the herd. That's even when they're like, "Oh, this is awful." I mean, I don't know. Epstein's really thrown a curveball.
Yeah.
That's been interesting to watch.
Yeah, that has been interesting to watch. The thing I wanted
Crazy, I
to talk about, that's something that we're going to get to. That obviously also Israel is another issue that I definitely want to talk about. But one of the things that I have seen is that there is this mechanism of whipping votes and making sure that you don't even have to extract concessions that the Republicans utilize effectively. Do you feel like the Democrats have failed to do so and command in the same way when they are in charge? Because one of the things that was very frustrating for me watching Joe Biden from afar, even before his unlimited genocide policy, was the very fact that
Did he just say unlimited genocide?
me watching Joe Biden from afar, even before his unlimited genocide policy, was the very fact that there were constantly like a revolving turnstile villain structure within the Democratic Party that would consistently spoil bills and would present themselves as opposition to the Democratic Party's agenda, things that they ran on, which was, again, like you said, not even pushing the needle as far as it needed to be pushed. And I think we all know. I mean, you don't have to name names, but you can just wink at the camera. Maggie Hassan, Joe Manchin. There's a bunch. There's a bunch of people. Kirsten Sinema was another one. There's a lot of like centrist Democrats. We don't have that. Doesn't exist within the Republican Party to the same degree. You have the Thomas Masseys. You have one or two people.
Oh, yeah, I was going to say, excuse me? Do you remember the Freedom Caucus? What? You remember the whole Tea Party fiasco? What are you talking about? This doesn't exist. Now it doesn't under Trump, the actual fucking cult leader. As of recently, it doesn't, but...
Who just had like one
Patrick,
issue.
But yeah, there are some, but again, they all fall in line afterwards.
Why is the Democrat
But they also can have a few defectors, your Rand Pauls and your Masses or whatever, because they also have majorities, comfortable majorities that they can float a couple defectors sometimes.
Party unable to whip these votes?
I mean, I think it comes down to the fact that there are people like me and others that don't take corporate PAC money, and we don't follow the herd. We just can't. We just don't. I mean, I'm not.
I wasn't considering you a spoiler. I was considering like the centrist Democrats who are not actually considered a spoiler at all, but they are the ones who spoiled a lot of Biden's legislative agenda.
They never get attacked. It's bizarre. I went and had
Sinema and Manchin never got attacked by what?
press conferences in front of the White House because President Biden produced more fossil fuels than any president prior, and it was a frustrating issue of the fact that Earth is burning. We got to move with urgency on the climate crisis, and here we go. Democratic elected president is out there producing and saying, "Oh, we're doing all these great things in this bill," but you're producing more fossil fuels than any president in the history of our country, and I mean licensing increases and everything. But Hassan, I can tell you that they sometimes have these names for members who pick up certain seats or are in states that might tend to be 50-50, or they end up protecting them. They end up being about them because they're all about, and it's the best saying I've heard, was a person that was fighting for Voting Rights Act. She was advocating for my office. She says Democrats are really good about keeping power and trying to keep power, but not using power.
Yeah.
And these folks that are centered, they don't know where they stand. It depends on which town hall, what they say to different groups. It's like they completely, but I saw people in very, very Republicanish districts stand for Green New Deal, like Katie Porter, and still win. She stood for Medicare for All and still won. And her district was very, very, leaning, I would say leaning Republican, had a lot of Republican base. But people knew where she stood. She was anti-corporate greed. She was for fixing our healthcare. She was pushing back against price gouging. With these folks, Hassan, I can tell you, as soon as they walk in the room, I go, here it is. They don't give a shit about the Democratic base. They are talking only to Republicans in their district. And that has always been, I think, very much a hindrance and moving some of the stuff, important things, especially what DSAs.
What is Katie Porter's? Was that California district super Republican? So in 2018, she won. Why can I not read? Dude, some of the people that run Ballotpedia, damn man, I feel so bad because I'm not trying to shit on the site. I suck at reading this website. Okay. These are for the California's 45th Congressional District for Congress. Okay, so in 2024, this guy, okay, blue guy won, barely, but he won. In 2022, Republican did win, bigly, 5.1. In 2020, Katie won, bigly, 7 point win. In 2018, Katie won bigly. In 2016, Republican won bigly by 15 points, 16 points. Why does it look different? Why is the formatting different? Primary, okay, this is the primary election and then the general election. Okay. Oh, fuck, so you have to go before. I wonder what happened. I wonder what the big change was on.
Supports for working families. I mean, some of them were so angry that the UAW went on strike all three companies. They were like, why is he going all three companies? It's a terrible idea. And I was like, because the companies...
Well, they're using their leverage. Wow.
I know. Well, the
Surprising.
workers were literally suffering. I mean, the whole bankruptcy and us bailing the auto industry out, and they sacrificed so much. And when they were making record profits, they said, fuck off. We don't give a shit.
Yeah.
And it took them striking all three big, the big three going on strike together at the same time. And, colleagues, I don't think he should do that. I said, look at his members. That's why they elected, Sean and elected kind of a new leadership, is that they wanted...
People are saying they were redistricted in 2020, but the Katie Porter lady won before 2020, right? So that wouldn't have been the reason why.
Change right away. They felt like they were being shafted. And I couldn't believe the so-called, I know you call them centrists, I mean, the Republican-like folks within the Democratic caucus that were trying to push back against that.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, let the workers do what they need to do. Don't be a barrier.
Absolutely.
Back off, let them do it. They're your residents.
Absolutely,
They want to fucking
absolutely.
strike. Let them strike. Do not get in the way. If you want to work for the big three, then go join their fucking board. Don't join Congress.
Well, they're going to do that after, probably.
Yeah,
So,
that's true.
because that's usually what happens, right? Like
It's depressing when you talk to strikers.
they just quit, and then they're like, when they're done at the young age of 87, they'll go and get a cushy no-show job
That's
where
really
they
sad.
rake in $400,000 a year at least, if their immediate family members already haven't been hired by these companies. The way you've described this, though, I will say, has given me a little bit of confidence, because you make politicians seem like they're actually human beings. Because from the outside, I can tell you how we feel.
Yeah.
We look at them as like lizard people. We just don't that's just barely a human.
From the outside? What do you mean how are you an outsider, you fucking retard? You have so much access. Why are you still an outsider? Take a minute to fucking learn anything about your political system, maybe? Maybe? I don't know.
In a suit that is just a mouthpiece that could be replaced by a chatbot that just says, PR messages from Raytheon and Lockheed Martin. So,
But some of them actually hide that you can get money from these folks.
Well, you
But
make it seem-
people need to dig, because you'll see why they continue to vote for the defense budget. That
Yeah.
can't pass a fucking audit, 7 audits in a row.
yeah. But what I'm saying is, you make it seem as though they're
That audit talking point is nonsense. But
malleable. You make it seem like we could persuade them if we go to their town halls and bother them a lot. But there has been one issue that I think people have been screaming about for good reason since October 7, 2023. And you're Palestinian. And obviously this is important to you for humanitarian reasons. It's also personal as well. And yet, in spite of the overwhelming amount of support for the Palestinians, it is unprecedented in American history.
Never
In the
seen that.
80 plus years of occupation, or 77, 78 years of
Yeah,
occupation.
I've never seen anything like it.
Yeah. But in spite of all of that, a lot of Democrats are still holding on to this notion, this false idea that
They
this
think
is a
we're just gonna go
salvageable,
away, that we're
this is a
gonna
salvageable
forget.
relationship.
Yes,
We're of course talking, for those of you at home, about Israel's genocide of the Palestinians in Gaza. And the latest numbers have shown that this is a 92 to 8% issue in the Democratic base. 92 to 8%. So any Democrat that still is not on fuck Israel time is just unable to read the room.
What's 92-8? Of a completely abandoning our relationship with Israel? Probably not, but...
Or there's another reason for it. And I feel like when it comes to stuff like this...
Can you elaborate on the audit talking point? They changed the way that they were accounting for a lot of the federal departments for the way that they do their budgets. And once they changed that form of accounting, it was going to take the DoD, like 20 years or whatever was the estimate, I think, or something, or like 10 years was the estimate to bring their accounting practices up to par. So it was expected that they wouldn't be able to pass the new auditing standard that they'd implemented. But the fact that they're failing the audits doesn't mean that the money is gone or disappeared completely. It's just that they haven't migrated all of their systems to the current auditing procedure. If you Google like Pentagon audit, knew what happened or whatever, you see there's a million stories about this, but nobody actually gives a fuck. It's like all the lies that circulate about the insurance companies are pulling money from anesthesiology so patients are going to be awake during surgery talking point, when the reality was just the most highly compensated doctors in the entire country were fighting to keep the highest compensation rates possible from insurance companies that didn't ever want to give up on any of their pay for it.
A lot of politicians in the Western world don't recognize that this is going to have a much more dangerous consequence for maintaining liberal capitalist democracy if that is their imperative. Because a lot of people are realizing, oh, there is no democracy at all. It doesn't matter what our voices, it doesn't matter how loud we yell. There's no change coming.
Like, because it's diluting a voice. A very loud bullhorn right now in each district, Republican, Democrat, whatever. They are saying arms embargo. They are saying, pushing back and saying, stop it. We don't want you to fund this.
You know what? You know what would be, here's some free advice, but it's not advice because they don't actually give a fuck about political power. If leftists really wanted to gain power in the United States and you think your messages are so goddamn popular that they would apply to literally anyone, why don't you, instead of going to these plus 30 huge blue districts and trying to primary the fuck out of our actual politicians that want to do work, why don't you go to a fucking Republican district that's like plus 5 red and go and show us how popular your messages are and go and get U.S. congressional seats won in those districts. Go do it. You won't have to compete with the Dems, so you won't have to worry about the DNC backstabbing you or the corporate media. Just go fight against in the Republican districts that are already considered, foregone by the DNC. And go win votes there. Show us you can do it. And then when you get those people in Congress, whoa, you have so much power. If you're winning seats in like plus 3, plus 4, plus 5 and over red districts, and now you've got members in Congress, ooh, that's a powerful caucus that you can form. You can start to pull a ton of concessions from the Democratic Party.
Get the fuck away from Netanyahu. He's a genocidal maniac, war criminal. Why are we continuing to support this? Why, and again, even among the Republican Party establishment, you're seeing that move, right? But again, whatever their reasoning is, I can tell you, it's not just about the fund, the money from the pro-genocide, kill them all organizations. That's what I call them. Those folks may be donating, and I know that it's a tremendous amount of money sometimes to candidates. But it's also some of my colleagues that I would consider progressive, but for Palestine. These are folks that are great on a number of issues. They're going to go out there and say, hey, UAE, what are you doing in Sudan? What are you doing? Stop it, right? Or, whatever it is that they're out there speaking up about what's going on in Congo. But when it comes to Palestine and the Palestinian people, because there's an intimidation and bullying that happens. And it is that they're out there speaking up about what's going on in Congo. But when it comes to Palestine and the Palestinian people, because there's an intimidation and bullying that happens. And just so folks know, like one of the second votes of this new Congress was to sanction the International Criminal Court for going after Netanyahu for the war crimes, for using, starvation as a weapon of war, for bombing hospitals and schools in 10, communities. And it was the second vote of Congress. Second.
Nancy Pelosi once said, even if Congress fell apart, they would still get back up the next day and fund Israel. Like, even if Congress was destroyed, there would still be money for Israel. It was one of those, I don't know, I think it was like a JNA conference or something. A million of those things happen a year.
Well, I can tell you, so right after that, some of the new members, which I was really proud of them, they voted not to sanction the ICC. Within a week, there was a text message to their Democratic base in their districts, because many of them were in what they call safe Democratic seats. They sent a text message, tell your Congress member, why do they expose our U.S. soldiers to a foreign court, and just call your member of Congress. And again, they didn't sign, hey, we're the pro-genocide, we want to kill all Palestinians groups. They came off, again, using our U.S. military. This was to uphold international laws and international human rights laws. But they intimidate and bully. These are members that do not get money from the pro-genocide groups. They don't. So you can look it up. They don't take money.
Okay, I'm good. Didn't we already see this clip yesterday?
The Dems also fucking funded this operation that seemingly has decided to go with an active sex pest.
Yeah, we watched those yesterday. It's unhinged. What do we got?
I want you to be clear. I want you to understand this, okay?
What do we need to
Because
understand?
others are very afraid. I get the IDF sending me pictures of their weapons, talking about how they're gonna slaughter me. I'm not afraid of you.
What? Oh, bro, no one gives a fuck about you. What are you talking about?
Not afraid of you, okay? All the other cowards in American media, they can F off. They're not like me, I'm different. I'm not afraid of you, okay? So while you're cashing checks that are funded by my tax dollars and the tax dollars of my fellow Americans, I need you to understand something clearly. You are hated internationally. Hated.
Wow. That's crazy. And Israelis thought that they were loved by the rest of the world. Good one, Anna. My God, she's so excited. Oof, she's so excited. Is it the Jew hatred segment? Is it time to do our Jew hatred today?
Whoa, dude, chill. You're being anti-Semitic.
Don't be mistaken based on the propaganda you hear in American media. That's not representative of how the American people feel about you. You're hated. And it's not because you're Jewish. It's because you slaughter innocent people. It's because you think you're God's chosen people when you act like apples.
Why would you say that? It has nothing to do with you being Jewish. It's because you kill people. And also, here's something about your religion. What?
Whoa, dude, chill. You're being anti-Semitic.
Absolute demons. That's the reality. The whole international community loathes you. Young American citizens in this country, both left and right, loathe you. And eventually, these are the people who are going to come into power. So I think Israel's days are numbered as it pertains to America backing its disgusting, loathsome behavior. Its war crimes, its slaughter of innocent people.
Okay. Wait, I've never seen this clip before.
Announced that I will be retiring from this program in 2 weeks' time because of poor ratings. Since this show was the only thing I had going for me in my life, I have decided to kill myself. I'm going to blow my brains out right on this program a week from today.
10 seconds to commercial.
Oh, tune in next Tuesday. That should give the public relations people a week to promote the show. We ought to get a hell of a rating out of that.
Roll
A
telecine.
50 share. Easy.
Take telecine.
When you're having
Listen,
a great time.
Did you hear that?
What was that about?
Howard just said he was going to blow his brains out next Tuesday.
Based? Okay, wait, we're almost done catching up on shit. What is this? I can't. If he's the first dumb thing, I have to tune out. What is this?
How far are we in the podcast with you, Destiny and Hassan? Destiny said he'd go on. As I said, I said I would too. So there's just one guy left.
Shit.
Yeah, I don't know if that's going to happen or not. But I wouldn't bet on it. I certainly say that. I would not bet on it. But we'll see what happens. It really depends. Anyway, I'll go ahead and I'll look at it. 2v1? Well, I don't know about that. It depends. And so, yeah, it's always about me. Well, I'll watch this. We'll see what's going on. You see Mike from PA's back on Twitch? I did see that. I'm curious to see what he's going to do when he comes back on stream. Hopefully he can just be normal.
Imaginable cruelty of Israel. And there were people like the sex pest that were watching, like the sex pestity that we're watching here.
Dude. Okay. I love him. My friend. What's this?
I want to see some dude that's like just kind of injecting themselves with like clearly grifter content, right? It's so blatantly obvious grift. Women are evil and bad, and it's not your fault they won't date. Like clearly just straight grifting. I want to see one of them in the wild. One of those viewers. I want to see what they look like. I want to see where they are in life. But I want a large group of them so I can have like a large test. You know, find the consistencies behind them. Asman's got some grifting going on.
Wait, what was it? Find the.
I want to like see one of the. I want to see some dude that's like just kind of injecting themselves with like clearly grifter content, right? It's so blatantly obvious grift. Women are evil and bad, and it's not your fault they won't date. Like clearly just straight grifting. I want to see one of them in the wild. One of those viewers. I want to see what they look like. I want to see where they are in life. But I want a large group of them so I can have like a large test. You know, find the consistency.
Okay, what is this?
Left, right. Okay. Most people are like here. I would assume to be like here. Right? In the background, right? This left now is like over here. This is my take. You don't agree with it. Right? If you're like here, or like in between, like purple.
Oh my God, he's drawing the meme, the comic.
You're a right-wing Andy.
Classic falling for the rage bait, get one guide.
True.
Anything further than this?
He is.
If you're like here, you're MAGA retarded. So they say you're MAGA. That's what they say. They absolutely say 100%. Even though they're left-leaning. It's like people, they say this is the right these days. It's not. This is not the right. It's still left-leaning. most of their ideologies will agree with left-wing ideologies, and that's fine. But because they don't agree with you on one or two topics, doesn't make them right-wing or megatard. You understand? It's not that hard. Just because you are radicalized, this is radical, you're radical. Like, most people, generally, they're like, radical. If you say things like, oh yeah, killing is fine if it achieves this or that. Sometimes you have to do this and kill people. No, that's fucking radical. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, you tell me that burning down a dealership? Well, dude, it's only Elon Musk, so we're chilling on that. That's chill now. That is radical terrorist. That is terrorist ideologies. If you say, yo, dude, it's okay to do this because blah, 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 we'll catch on fire and throw mollies and kill each other. That is what you would call, in all realms, in all divisions of the term, terrorist. You're a terrorist. You're radical. But people are so blinded these days, they don't see themselves as a fucking terrorist. They don't. So get your head out of your ass and you say it. So you can sit down proud of it. If you're a terrorist, say, yo, guys, I'm that. You can just say it. I mean, we won't judge. I will judge. Nobody will. I will judge you for sure.
Things and can reasonably sort through stuff to give you just hey, that's me. Like an intelligent person about yourself. But the same limitations that exist with LLMs also exist with people that do online politics.
Oh, I forgot. Last thing. Also, if this is the scale, if you are right here, like literally right-leaning, they will call you a Nazi and a fascist, is what it is. It's a new term. I'm not saying you're like a right-wing Andy. If you're leaning right.
The funny thing is that XQC has the tools on the board to understand what's actually happening. But the problem is that XQC, you know what, actually? I'm super glad that he drew this because he's actually completely falling into this trap, this one-dimensional trap, and he's not analyzing the evolving political landscape. Because what he's doing is he's drawing this thing, but he's only considering a single dimension, right? And he's going, oh, well, you know, if we do our, usually they do like authoritarian or libertarian, but if we make this like economic policy, and then if we make this up here, I don't want to say social, because that doesn't really, we'll do the libertarian authoritarian thing. Because he's only looking at this on like a single axis, he's like assuming that, oh, like a lot of Democrats are over here, and then when they see Asmongold like right here, they think that Asmongold is like MAGA or evil. And no, it's actually you guys who have changed. But I think like what's actually happening is this dot here is not as far left as he thinks it is, but it's like way more like up here. And Asmongold is not just because he agrees with gay marriage or climate change, doesn't put him here. Asmongold is, when it comes to actual like political positions, he's probably like center right-ish, but it's not here. It's way the fuck down here. This is the issue, okay? And this is why it seems like there's so much distance between these two positions. It's because these guys are actual authoritarian cucks. These guys are actual like pro-fasci, like I will cheer for literally any fucking thing that Donald Trump does. I don't give a fuck what it is. That's the issue. Like there's nothing radical about saying, you know, like we need to do stricter immigration policy. That's not like a far right crazy radical position, but laughing and joking about families being destroyed because ICE is invading, you know, sovereign states to do mask up, mask on, you know, crazy deportation of people out of courthouses and Home Depots. That's a crazy authoritarian. It's not super far right over here, but it's really far down here. But XQC is like collapsing his whole understanding of the difference between these two people is just on this single like economic social policy axis. And he's like, oh, well, if Asmongold is not like, he doesn't want to murder all the Jews, so how can you say he's far right? It's like, but he's missing this whole second dimension. I don't know why he's drawing it like this if he's only going to look at it on one line.
You are fascist, racist, Nazi, instantly. Which I think is bad to have like really far end labels for just being leaning in, because this is what it is.
And that if the data set is dog shit, then the answers are dog shit. So
you are going against your cause because you're normalizing that you're desensitizing people from the terms that are more towards for radical ideologies to people that are not radicals, and making everybody think that this word means absolutely nothing anymore. And now you lose your weapons.
Like you lose your weapons if you can't talk. Like I agree with what XQC is saying. I said that 10 years ago. But I think I was pretty careful about it 10 years ago, and he knows it because he was a fan of me 10 years ago before he even started streaming, right? He knows that I wasn't calling everybody a Nazi or calling everybody racist or whatever. I'm generally pretty reserved with stuff like that. But like, it's not normal. What the current administration is so much what's going on is not normal. Okay, Trump coin is not normal. All right, Witkoff running around and signing deals with everybody on behalf of Trump and his family is not normal. This is not normal stuff.
against people that actually are radicals, because what you're saying doesn't mean it doesn't have any more value anymore. It loses value. It's now it's irrelevant. Now you say that, people are like, okay. Now people, if you go to Twitter and say, yo, this guy's a fucking Nazi, people go, okay, because it doesn't mean anything anymore. They've dulled the blade.
The problem you run into is people like Asmongold are above average intelligent people, but they get tricked by their own intelligence, and they think that intelligence.
Hours on the right. Surely Mr. Middle will do it.
Dude, the right is brain dead. Everybody's brain. Everything quality is brain dead. Danny's brain dead. Asmongold's brain dead. But the brain dead of the year goes to Azan. I'm pulling the ripcord. Azan is brain dead. He says the most wildest shit, but never applies to him. It's diabolical, brother. I think that since he's back against the wall these days, he actually knows for he's doing it. He's like, dude, the right does this, so I'm gonna do it, start doing it too. Acting like we don't see what's going on behind the scenes, acting like we don't see the mindset. It's obvious he's swapped, and he's going to like last ditch effort tactics because he's back against the wall. It's not crazy. It's the most obvious thing we've seen ever. He's mad that people. Bro, isn't it? Look at that. Hold on. I found Azan Tard. You're hating at his success.
Okay. What is the, what show was she on today? The separator's being a bit soy over your Brad taste takes. Yeah, listen, we love our left-leaning audience, but the, white woman tears are just amazing. They're unstoppable. What do they even say? Oh God, this guy. Uh-oh, 255. Oh boy. Destiny's discovered the method of adding white when criticizing women / gay people before it gets patched. Well, kind of, but it's more so the fact that like, if you're like a black woman, you went online and you made some of these claims, I don't think anybody would give a fuck. I think that there's a, white women have a very special place in society's heart right now. Like you have a little bit more power level to do some stuff. It's pretty overpowered. The win rate is insane. Definitely getting patched next season. True. Wow, this seems to be upvoted. Oh, I don't know. Hold on. Let's see. Tiny's not wrong, though. Listen to all the drama channels cover Brad taste, and the whole cancellation is dumb as fuck. Kind of the same problem I had with their coverage of Destiny. These people will make massive assumptions and just deem things true based on very limited one-sided information and pretty much go 100% off of optics. Not even just one-sided information, but intentionally harvested one-sided information. It's crazy to me how people don't understand this Brad's victim, Tina Woman, went on Perry's stream to gossip about you for 2 hours. Wait, link me the stream. Put me in a call with her for 1 hour and I can turn Brad's reputation around. Guaranteed. Even though he called me a rapist. Fuck that guy. Just get footage of a woman crying. You control the narrative however you want. True. It's not like Brad was getting gaslit and emotionally manipulated the whole time. And if this is an unbiased person I've ever watched or listened to the guy once, it sounded like it maybe, but also we don't know 100%, to be fair, right? We can't make strong assumptions on our side. But do you actually not realize there is much more information out there about Brad and his recent meltdowns? Oh, I'm sure this person's going to reference some. He's been posting that do not help the case of maybe this audio just misrepresents his behavior. Prior to the audio leaking, his justification for it was that he sometimes talks louder than normal to get his points across. Meanwhile, in the audio, he's screaming, "Look at me," like the guy from the end of the Saw 6 carousel trap before he gets blasted. What the fuck? I would ban this guy, but that's a great ass. Jesus. It's a good analogy. Imagine the girl in a relationship you're finding, blah, blah, blah. Tensions are still semi-high. You take your cell phone out to record it, conceal it, bait your SO to scream and act unhinged. You know nothing, or you know exactly what to say and do to put him over the line. Because you're a significant other, you know him and how he works like a Ken doll. Leak the audio, play victim private. You don't even have to be this malicious, right? You don't have to be this malicious. Like you can do these things like unintentionally, right? Like if you know one side is being recorded, the other side doesn't know, you're just gonna act a little bit different, you know? Acquire Oscar for Best Actress in a Reality TV Drama. This is how you ruin it. Like it doesn't, like this guy's making it sound way more dramatic than it needs to be. This is how you ruin a man. Ever heard? Tried it. And I haven't watched this trial, so I can't say for sure how I feel about any of that. We're going to see that. Johnny Depp mostly won because of reputation prior. He's a beloved actor. This YouTuber is a nobody. As we know, women will always win the public perception versus a man. That's not true. It depends more, and it depends on which spaces you're in. Like I said, I say this half joking. Well, this is a full joke because you should never rape or abuse women. Let's be clear. But like, I don't know if a conservative woman would be able to do this, because in conservative spaces, if a woman were to make accusations against a man, all the conservative men would just call the woman a retard and then call him a slut. And like, so there's no like, there's not much of a path to success there on the conservative world. Even if you're correct, there's not much of a path to success there. Whereas on the progressive one, the behavior is rewarded way more because they're obsessed with shit like that. Yeah, everybody thinks Lauren something's lying about the Andrew Tate stuff, for instance. Yeah, because men are pigs, untrustworthy, violent. Side doesn't care about them. I just wish his brother, side his mom with feelings. Okay, in the video before this leaked, where Brad talked about the audio, he said the only problem with this audio was that he gets too loud and yells. He's angry and trying to get his point across. Now the issue with Tina was that she got scared when he yelled and wasn't able to listen and understand his points while he's yelling like that. Now, can you listen to the look at me section of the audio and tell me good faith that you feel like he's genuinely trying to get his point across and not enraged and screaming incoherently at his partner? Like, this is another thing that I just don't think people understand. Like, it benefits, well, nothing benefits me because I'm a public figure. But, like, for people that are, like, some people are just prone to being more emotional and other people are prone to being more stoic. I think men tend to be more stoic and women tend to be more emotional, like, just on the aggregate. But when you're recording somebody like that in a fight, a more emotional side is always going to look unhinged. But you don't know, like, who, like so I said, when you listen to that recording, you can very clearly tell the dynamic of the conversation. The woman is in control of that interaction. She's leading the interaction 100%. She's fully in control of the interaction. And the guy is the one being emotional. So it's always going to look bad, but I wouldn't say that he was incoherent. If this is a case of him being intentionally wound up by his partner, maliciously smeared with a mischaracterized recording, why is he lying to his audience in videos that he made? We talked about the recording before. Was he lying to his audience? You're saying he's lying? Oh my God, it's so funny because this person is kind of doing the exact same thing to him that the girlfriend accuses him of doing to her, because apparently she, according to the guy in the recording, Brad, that she like wasn't forthcoming about something about walking the dog or whatever. And she's like, oh, so if I'm wrong about that, I'm lying or whatever. I don't know. Okay. Why is he miscarrying the content of the recording if this is all just a big misunderstanding? I feel like the guy was, if I remember the video, I feel like the guy was pretty forthcoming. This is another reason why it's so fucking retarded. And people did this to me over the Pixie shit. We'd be like, oh, you just need to take accountability. You need to. Fuck no, I'm not taking any accountability while the other person is standing on the other side lying about 80% of this shit. That's fucking retarded. Taking accountability in that situation makes it look like you're taking responsibility for a whole bunch of shit that you never said or did. It looks fucking retarded. If she's on one side crying, claiming she's like a permanent abuse victim, and they're like, oh, we'll just take a little bit of accountability. No, you shouldn't. Why the fuck would he? But the problem is that, in my whatever opinion, I'm not knowing much about this, he kind of did take account. He's like, oh yeah, like I was a little unhinged or my voice got louder. He shouldn't have said fucking anything about it. Fuck no. Not while she's on the other side, playing victimizing herself as much as possible. But it was such a stupid fucking thing to get upset about. Like, that doesn't warrant all the yelling, in my opinion. Listen, in relationships, it's not always that the thing that is setting people off or getting into fights is some massive blowout, like, oh my God, I just found out you fucked my mom. What the fuck? Oh my God, you just destroyed my car. Like, oftentimes it could be the buildup of a ton of really stupid small things over and over and over again. And then the explosive event ends up being some shit like, you said you would do the dishes. It's been like fucking 7 days. I came home and there's more fucking shit on the fucking counter. You didn't fucking do this. Or why did you, like, it'll be a blow up over shit like that. He was slobbering while screaming, bro. Yeah, and she was recording while, like, stone cold, like, asking, like, What do you think I lied about? 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 Like seeing how fucking triggered he was. Like, yeah, she's pushing his buttons. I don't know what it is. What is this?
Address how women argue, which I think is a core of
Oh fuck, we've listened to this before for sure, but
lot of that shit. You know, and I gotta tell you something, man. Like, I never knew how women argued, but after 20 years of losing every significant battle in a relationship, I finally figured out how they argued. I'm gonna tell you something. I'm starting to turn this franchise around. I have begun a winning tradition. This is how they argue, as far as I can tell. All right? If they're right, they argue the point. And they stay on point and make sure you stay on point until you're down on your knees, apologizing, begging for forgiveness.
true. Fuck, I feel like Chris Rock has made it. I feel like every male comedian has some bit about this.
All right? No problem with that. Totally respect it. But here's the thing. If they're wrong, they go rogue. They go off-road. They start thinking of shit you're sensitive about. Maybe you don't get along with your dad. And in their head, they just start concocting this evil statement. Totally designed, this desperate Hail Mary attempt to make you so fucking mad, you just call him a cunt. That's what it is. And cunt trumps all the bullshit they did to start the argument. Now it's not about that. Well, that's no reason to call me a cunt. And then that's it. You're in this room now, right? My girl knows my big thing is, my big fear in life is to be that dude who grows old, you know, grows old alone, has like that basement apartment, just screaming up at the younger couple, turn it down! That isn't music! So I noticed that anytime she was losing a fight, out of nowhere, she'd just be like, well, that's why you're just gonna grow old and be alone. Then I'd lose my shit. The next thing you know, I'm in the kitchen washing dishes for the 9th fucking time in a row. This is what the argument was about. I was so right. What happened? So if you learn anything from my ignorance tonight, just know this. Next time you're in a battle with your beautiful woman, your wife, girlfriend, whatever, and they start out of nowhere, okay, you're winning, and they just start saying that crazy shit out of nowhere. Just know in that moment you've won the fight, okay? All right? Don't get mad. Bob and weave, slip all of that shit. Maybe because you got a little dick, just let that slide. Stay in the pocket of the argument. Okay? It's over. The argument is over. You've won. Just take a knee and run out the clock. All right? Yes. Lean on the ropes. Let them punch themselves out. And then in the end, you throw their psychology right back at them. Well, maybe we should discuss it later when you calm down.
Don't ever say that.
And they won't hook up with you for a couple of days. Who cares? Who cares? You rub one out. Rub one out like a man.
Personal and vicarious experience, like the Depp Heard trial, thanks for clarifying, has blessed me with the understanding of dysfunctional people in the games they play. We can both agree that they were both shitty to each other and abusing each other, but let's be real, she was not afraid. She wanted to win, she wanted to ruin him, she wanted to destroy social life and online career before ditching him for good. It's win-win too. Even if he murdered her, she wins. Jesus, wait, what? This is not a scared woman. This is a woman who is in control, who knows she can poke the bear and live. Okay, yeah, but I feel like when you put even if he murdered her, that kind of undermines. I don't think she wanted to get murdered, but... Where is this podcast where she was supposedly talking about me? No one has a link yet? Nobody? The person in YouTube chat mentioned it? He literally says in the full audio, I will call the police and make a story up to get you off the lease. What did she say to you if it was more manipulative than that? How can you be so unbelievably fucking retarded? How can you not understand what the purpose of him saying that was? Holy shit. This is where like, oh, somebody linked it? Somebody has like autism. There's like an extreme form of autism going on here. Like, the guy was saying it because he wanted space. Now, was it right or wrong or whatever to say it? Like, maybe not. Obviously not a good thing to say in the middle of a fight, but like, it's not like the guy was like, I'm gonna call the police and I'm gonna get them to remove you from my lease so that I can deprive you of a place to live, haha, right? Jesus. I'm not going to defend it, but Destiny's right in the sense that the recording is manipulated due to one-sided nature. Oh, you shouldn't even give all that. Again, he said things that are inexcusable, but everyone says crazy shit they don't mean when someone winds them up enough. This is the whole purpose of that recording. She said, there's angry and frustrated, then there's psychotic screeching that would only be believed if recorded. I love you. You know what? This is like one of those things where someone makes $300K a year and they complain about being broke. Like, the guy screaming was like pretty unhinged, but like psychotic screeching, only to be believed if recorded. Okay. In reality, Brad's characterization of that recording before it was leaked directly contradicts the content of the recording. What? I have a very hard time rating. This is possibly a one-sided recording, higher on the manipulation scale than this recording. This is possibly a one. Okay, this person's retarded. It literally is being recorded without the other person knowing it. What else definitionally? We'll give him a 28-day because I'm feeling nice right now. Possibly a one-sided recording. It literally is definitionally a one-sided recording. Why are you being so disingenuous? Do you acknowledge there is a difference between yelling and incoherent rage? How is his rage incoherent? The guy is screaming. The guy's like obviously pretty fucking pissed off. But I don't think we got to the point of incoherent rage. I think we understood what he was saying the whole time. I think that sort of manipulation is a desperate attempt to get her out of the house he was true. The house he was entirely paying for, that she wouldn't get out of just because her name was on the lease. Sure, he could have gone, but why should he have to when she doesn't pay anything? It's manipulation with context, deeper than simple lying. It's desperation. I don't even know. I wouldn't call this manipulation. You can say it's wrong, or like talking about lying. I don't know if I'd call this manipulation. Like when you're literally telling somebody what you're doing. I don't know if that counts as manipulation. Why should she flee a house that she has every legal right to be? Oh yeah, this person is fucking retarded, bro. When they talk about women, it's like when Republicans talk about Trump. What are his legal rights? But then when they talk about Biden, what's the right thing to do? It's always the exact fucking same thing when it comes to like conflicts between, at least for white people, for women and men. It's always like, oh well, what does she has the right to do? And then for men, it's like, well, what's the right thing to do? It's always this. Fuck, this person is fucking retarded. Sorry, I made a mistake. It should have been a permaban. My bad. Can you prove that she recorded this audio with the intent at the time of leaking it? Oh my God. Can you prove that she recorded this audio with the intent for somebody else to listen to it? What else do you do with audio? Was it for her own personal memoirs? What the fuck? Destiny, she was the one wanting space in the situation, though. I don't know what's happening before the recording happened, so she could have been giving him the silent treatment to get her. Wait, what do you mean? What? What do you mean she was the one wanting space? I guess she didn't want him to ask her a question about her mind state or whatever, but it's from what he said. Or maybe it was from what she said. No, it was from what he said. So maybe he's lying about the living situation. But it sounded like he had moved to an area where she was surrounded by her friends and her mom lived close or whatever. And he was there on his own, basically, in an apartment that it sounded like he was the only one paying for. And so he didn't really have another place to go. Now, should he have just hopped in his car and driven around for a little bit? Maybe, sure. But it sounded like she wasn't even paying for the apartment. She could go hang out with her mom for a while or be with friends. And he was just kind of in a new city. That's what it sounded like. Or maybe not a new city, but a place that wasn't like where he was from. Oh yeah, and she was sending that recording around before it got leaked publicly as well, right? I don't know how long the timeline was though. Brad seems severely mentally unstable, and the woman is exploiting it. exploiting. Why did I say that? Exploiting it, whether she knows it or not, because she has nothing to lose at that point. It's just my personal take. I do. Anytime you're like, I feel like when you're screaming like that, I do think that's like not. I think it's not good to be in relationships with people that do that. I hate you. I hate you. I hate you. What Destiny said is actually insane. It just betrays a complete lack of real life experience. Lots of women stand their ground against abusive partners. That doesn't mean they are not scared. It just means they're brave. True. Now this is a based individual. So brave. I love how women can have all of these like they have like the freeze response. If a guy even looks at them like he wants to have sex with her, they're automatically, oh, she had the freeze response for literally the entire night and she could do nothing but go along and say nothing the entire time. But then they also can be like, yeah, when I'm you know what? I'm not even gonna quote what this guy's saying because I don't even know if people say this. This is a straw man. This is fucking retarded. But he got downvoted too, so good job. Feels like the 70s. Feels like we're back in the 70s when people would shrug if the neighbor had a black eye again. She walked in the doorknob again, which is what the husband would say. And Jessica would be very... What the fuck? Black eye? What are we talking about here? Are you guys okay? I'm sorry, but if anyone has more real-life experience with BBD women than anyone, it's definitely him. Oh, good one. But I don't tend to date BBD women, to be fair. Also, yeah, we don't even know if Tina has BBD or anything. That's how that has no relevance to any of this even. It's annoying because people like you and Destiny, for that matter, actually know nothing about these people or the prior things that led up to it. You just running about the folks and story about how Tina... how many times do I have to say... How many... Actually, never mind. Wait, is this person already banned? Oh, did I just ban them? Oh, thank God. Calling Destiny 6 brain routed by past relationships. Wow. What a cuck mod. Wait, how long was he banned for? Can I see? Oh, permanently banned. Never mind. You're not cucked. You're based. Because I was going to unban him and ban him permanently. I feel like I qualified 50 million times. Like, oh, you know, this could be different of this. It could be different of that. It could be different of that. We don't know this. We don't know that. You missed the thing above. Wait, where? Jesus. Didn't the guy literally get arrested? Yeah, but I think for domestic violence situations, if the cops show up, the threshold for arresting you is pretty fucking low. But was he convicted? Did he actually get charged with a crime? My guess is no, because nobody's brought that up, and I keep asking for it. I feel like if he was actually charged with a crime and then convicted, then I feel like we would know that, or plead or anything. But I don't know. Was he ever even formally charged with a crime, or did he just get arrested and then they released him in a day or two? Oh, these are both gone. Right. Why does he blindly jump to defend the abuser? Oh my God, get these people out. Get them out. Get them out. I think Destiny offers a valid point that we need to stop taking things at face value and immediately committing to one side or the other when we only know a small fraction of the dynamic between the two. But this particular drama might be hitting too close to home for him, and his biases are showing. See ya. Someday I'm going to be like, you know what? Fuck, don't let Dan see this. Dan is like, you need to stop hedging because it doesn't matter anyway. It does matter, okay? Just some people are retarded, okay? Jesus. 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 There's leaked audio of the altercation that led this is an altercation that led to their arrest. Did he get arrested after that one? Was that the one they got arrested after? Oh, no response to how many weeks did Brad spend in jail. So he probably wasn't charged with a crime then, I guess. I actually agree with Destiny that Tina was instigating and pushing buttons in the recording. However, I think it's really unwise to insert himself in this drama by tweeting so aggressively about it. There could be plenty we don't know. Then release the information because you've already nuked the guy's career. Like, whoever the Brad dude is, he might be a fucking loser. Also, yeah, because he called me rapist. So you know what, Brad? Have some fucking karma. But, like, the guy's career, it sounds like it's already destroyed. Like, he's gone. The dude is gone forever, right? So, like, what is this like? Well, maybe we don't know everything. The guy's career is fucked anyway. So, I mean, it's not like it's hurting him at all. Like, what the fuck? Jesus. Fuck, he might have already killed himself. Holy shit, this looks good. I don't know what kind of noodle it is, but yum, yum, yum.
Which would make you the idiots, to be quite honest, but I'll clarify it regardless. I have 80 viewers. Why do I have 80 viewers? Oh, probably because...
Yeah, it's British.
There, I have a topic. And there was...
Wait, is this guy's channel? Does this guy do videos on me? Who the fuck is this guy? Videos. Crybaby predator freak. If I had an oven in my stomach, I'd bake bread in my tummy. Bad faith crybaby. Paranoid freak. Okay. Oh, weird. Oh, and the Kyla hate. Okay. Jesus. Did Jessica call the police on Cherry to silence her? Not so erudite wants women to be abused? True. Not so erudite is an idiot and doesn't understand copyright? Oh, defends H3H3? Or I'm sorry, defends denims as well? Huh, crazy how these guys all seem to have the same fucking opinions about everything. Okay. All right. Tina talked to this guy? Based, good one.
There was audio that was leaked, which intonated and revealed that, essentially. I don't want to show my whole...
Oh my god, I really just fucking hate that guy. I mean, I try to not give him get anywhere.
Would you...
Oh my god, I really just fucking hate that guy. I mean, I try to not give him I don't watch anything of his. The clips I've seen of him have been enough for me to just like write him off entirely as like...
I like how she admits the clips. Oh, he's talked to Pisco as well. Nice. Good job. Good job, guys. Jesus.
You know, I just don't care about his opinion. Like when I saw his video about my situation, I literally just like laughed at it because I mean,
waiting for facts. Let's see.
I have no doubts about what I went through. You know what I mean? Like, and Destiny of all people is not gonna like get to me. I don't give a fuck about that guy.
Well, I'm not sure if you know about this.
She says as she hops into random YouTubers to talk to me for 2 hours after quote tweeting me. Hey, Tina, if you ever want to hop on stream and chat, okay? I'm tough but fair.
So that's why I ask you mainly. He is quite.
He's a fucking sex pest. He's got.
Yeah, he's a sex pest, a sexual predator. Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Pest or predator, or maybe they're the same thing.
Yeah, when I think of him, I think about how people call him sex destiny. Like it's So it's like whatever.
Oh, Hassan fan. Bayzed. Bayzed.
Wow, he earned that title.
Yeah, there's some other clips I want to go through the clip of him first just to get your reaction to it. To be honest, I have big videos and I haven't seen the full thing. So I'm going to share a screen with you if you don't mind and scroll through it.
Oh, this guy is a Queeman orbiter apparently. Okay.
Screen. So there's obviously like a full segment, but I just want to. Honestly, I don't know what he said exactly. So let's see.
The guy screaming at her? Like, isn't that a really scary situation to be in if you're a woman? It can be, yeah. This with your partner who's like...
Is you're like acting neutral and your face is like very sort of almost aggressive. It's almost like you're asking Brad to rape and kill you. That's the face he's making. He's saying that you're sort of luring him into it. You're ridiculous. So you're saying you weren't to like compose in those situations.
Yeah, no, so that situation came... I mean, I started recording the audio when I was brushing my dogs and I was just sitting there on the floor brushing them. I've got 2 greyhounds. They're fucking awesome. And I was just like chilling, brushing my dogs, and he comes up to me and asks me, what do you think? Like, what's on your mind? And I say, I'm just deep in thought. And he did not like that I didn't tell him what I was thinking about. And once I got the feeling that he was escalating things, and I could tell, I know him so well. At this point, I've been with him for 5 years. I can tell what state of mind he's in, and I'm like, come on, we're not fucking. Like I was so at this point so tired. Like
It's
so
like it's for the
exhausted.
smallest thing, and he's like starting to kind of. I guess that's
Yes.
how you saw
And
it.
so I'm like, you know what? I hit record because
You're sitting there brushing the dogs. He comes up, he asks you what you're thinking, and you're like, I got this motherfucker now. What? Okay.
I'm like, I literally just can't do this anymore. And like, yeah, so I just hit record, and I wasn't trying to instigate. I was really just trying to like defend myself.
What I find interesting is, I don't even think Brad, for all his faults, obviously, I don't even think he claimed this, right?
Defend myself from what? Why? Okay, I guess. I don't know. This whole thing sounds fucking retarded, man. I'm not sure. I don't understand.
Because he's like just a loud guy, and obviously from the audience, very clear he's one a loud guy. But I don't think even he said that like this is what you're doing. He's just kind of, yeah, that's what he was saying.
He didn't actually have any like accusation towards me, other than just feeling for some reason like I was his enemy, even though like I really still don't even understand. Like I have tried so hard to like put myself in his mind and try to understand. There's so many logical gaps in like how he thinks that I just can't even explain his behavior. But at that point, I was.
Is she talking about me, or is she talking about her ex, Brad?
I would often just bend and just.
I think she's talking about Brad, right?
Not fight back because it would make my life hell. And in that moment, I just wanted to like advocate for myself. I just felt so powerless, and so all I did was just say, "You're entitled to know what's happening in my mind." And he really was like arguing with himself. I mean, it wasn't. He was like arguing with like this characterization of me that was like
up, sort of, right?
Yeah, it was just bizarre. Just bizarre.
All right, well, let me just keep this loser talking.
Saying, I need to get the fuck out of my apartment. I'm losing my mind. When the woman says, last I checked.
Oh, I'm sorry you have to see this guy's disgusting face, by the way.
My name was on that fucking lease too. What she's actually saying is, she's saying, hit me, pussy. I bet you won't. I dare you. I double dog dare you. You little punk bitch, little dick motherfucker. I'm gonna go fuck your best friend. I'm gonna fuck your dad and your best friend right now. Hit me, motherfucker. I dare you. That's exactly what they're saying. They're daring you to do it. Don't take the bait. Don't ever take the bait.
So, yeah, he's saying that you're daring him. I don't think Brad has even said this for as much of like a loser as he is. I'm not sure if you know this, Tina. Actually, there might be a reason why Dusty feels this way. Believe it or not, he actually has a history of taking debates in his own terms. I want to show you this clip. I'm sure you've seen it before. But I just want to get your thoughts on it. I just want to get your thoughts on what this is Destiny speaking. I want to get your thoughts on it. First time.
Instead of hitting her.
This is
oh my god.
Racial. And
but I'm the only one that's called the cops on any of my partners before, by the way.
Sure.
Why? So he's dragged her onto his stream to run through old clips of me and to give her talking points?
Brad, like the Airbnb host is downstairs. Like this is a duplex. Like
yeah,
I'm like they're gonna call the cops. Like I'm
message is about, right? It's like they're like saying concerned.
Yeah, and I was like, they're gonna call the cops. Like you have to stop screaming.
Why is the stream about you? Because apparently everything in all of these people's lives is about me constantly.
And like I just was trying to not have the cops show up at the Airbnb. Like who the fuck knows, right? But he just became explosive immediately and was like calling me a selfish bitch. And just when he's in that, you heard the audio. Like I couldn't even get a word in. There is no defending yourself in that scenario. And I was just saying to him like, Brad, like the Airbnb host is downstairs. Like this is a duplex. Like I'm like they're gonna call the cops. Like I was.
Oh wait, fuck. Oh wait, I should be reading this. Hold on.
Airbnb address. And we left.
Wait. Are these posted anywhere? Or are these new DMs that haven't been shown before? Jesus. Do we have any idea?
Mature, and them saying, Tina, this is abuse. I took that very seriously.
They are new from the stream. It's downstairs in your stream ladder. It's generally such a helpless position to be in. Okay, so there's her texting him. It's downstairs in your stream ladder. It's generally such a helpless position. Entirely unable to speak. I've been feeling that often lately. I know you're trying to work on communication, just like me, but I've been feeling very shut down. My fingers were aching in the car on the way to the Airbnb, and I just cried because I didn't have the energy for the argument that would have occurred when I told you that something you did hurt me. That's how exhausted I am.
And that was August 12th. And, I was still with Brad at that time. We went.
Sorry for at the blank office. I'm personally fucking pissed that you held that in instead of stepping up. Oh, I'm personally fucking pissed that you held that in instead of stepping up and addressing that hurt you like a real person. If it really meant something to you then, it makes you look really shitty now for waiting until I fucked up for you to tell me. Oh, she did the thing! Wait, is that what happened? Wait, or am I misinterpreting? Wait. She's giving a timeline here. Is she bringing this up like way after on the Airbnb thing? And now he's like, I wish you would have brought this up earlier. Did she? Hold on. Maybe I need to go back and listen. I'll just do this one section. I don't want to go through all this fucking shit. Women are very good at, I call this ammunition. So you store a whole bunch of shit, and then if a guy ever fucks up, it's kind of like what Bill Burr was saying. If a guy ever fucks up, then you can pull out the, you know, like, this is just like when 2 weeks ago you blah, blah, blah. And you like didn't even know that they were upset about that. And you're like, what do you mean 2 weeks? What? I didn't even know you were, I know there's a problem. It's like, yeah. Remember 2 weeks ago when you did this? Like, well, fuck me. I didn't even know that this, well, it wasn't even worth it for me to bring it up because I know you. And I was like, fuck. Well, now I'm fucked. Now I'm fucked. You just pulled out a hidden missile and now I'm fucked. I didn't even know I was in trouble for it. Yeah, Jesus. But maybe that's not what's going on here. Hold on. Hi, Christina. Just checking in. Okay, let me go back. Timeline. All right.
Outside, they were in our apartment. The cops were there for him.
Jesus, how long does it take for these fuckers to explain shit? Okay, all the way back here.
And that really was my breaking point where I was like, I literally can't even be in my home. Like, I'm literally not like safe in my own home. And so I ran out onto the balcony and I closed the door behind me and I called 911. I was just like, I'm fucking done. And I went out on, next to, like, outside in front of our door. And I just sat there and I was, just sobbing. It's just a terrible position to be in. And yeah, the cops showed up. I told them what was going on. They went in and talked to him. And then that's where that clip from a stream, he's about to listen to like the Magdalena Bay album. And there's a clip of him where he's like, I under no circumstances. Yeah, he's like, I under no circumstances can continue the stream. I'm not safe in my own home. At that moment, it's because the cops were outside. They were in our apartment. The cops were there for him. So that's why he ended the stream. That's why he said he didn't feel safe in his own home. Literally in that moment, the cops were there. So I was outside, but they went in to talk to him. And when they came out, one of the cops was like,
hi, Christina. A neighbor reached out to me who said they heard possibly bad argument. Please don't feel embarrassed by anything. I just want to make sure that you feel safe and that everything at the Airbnb is on order. This is for something different, okay? But I imagine we're getting to this.
They're both claiming to be the victim. And I was like, not shocked. Like, of course, he literally said he would do that. And so I kind of had no choice but to pull up the audio from 2 days prior and say, okay, well, this is what happened 2 days ago. And this is just an example of like kind of the explosive like verbal abuse that I'm dealing with. And I played it for them and they were like, oh, we're arresting him. And I was like, oh, I don't want him to get arrested. And they're like, it's, not your choice. We've actually decided that we're doing it.
Oh my God, she got him. So she played the audio from a 2-day earlier recorded fight. And then they arrested him on that. Okay. Bayzed. You are fucking not, and I'm not going to take you lying to me anymore. That's what you actually care about. I'm done with your lies. If you don't mind dealing with the cops, then that's fine, I guess. Okay, taking my shit and leaving, selfish bitch. Glad you enjoy your free fucking Airbnb and free everything else. I'm saying the host of the Airbnb might call the cops on us if there's yelling. Are they, I guess they're out on vacation now here? He does this thing a lot where I'm done with your lies. I wonder if this is like, because he was apparently addicted to weed or something. Maybe he's having like fucking a mental thing going on with that. I'm not sure.
Like it's happening, whether you want it to or not. They asked me like, did you worry that he was going to hit you? I was like, I honestly, like, I don't know. And one of the cops said, if you...
Oh my God. No, I don't want you to arrest him. Did you think he was going to hit you? I don't know.
If you weren't worried...
You either know it, or you either see it or you don't. You either see it or you don't. I can't help you. I can't help you step through the door. I can only lead you to the door. You have to go through on your own. Hopefully you never have to, though.
Gonna hit you? I was like, I honestly, like, I don't know. And one of the cops said, if you weren't worried about getting physically hurt, why were you
recording? And she's like, that's what he's gonna say. The cops are gonna say, why are you recording?
Run and close and lock the door behind you. And I was like, if you weren't worried about getting physically hurt, why would you run and close and lock the door behind you? And I was like, that's a great point. I truly didn't know. I didn't know.
Oh, this is about them. Or no, wait, is that the end of the recording?
If he was gonna hurt me. It really felt like he was. So I got brought over to the squad.
Oh, interesting. Okay. I thought, in my mind, that was like the worst part of the recording because I thought he was like pushing her into like a fucking closet or something. I was like, oh, geez. But that was just her running?
My own head. No, you don't. You're lying to me, Tina. Both of them leave here for her.
Is it this? Hold on.
You are one of house! Get out of my fucking house!
He's unhinged.
Don't do it, don't do it. Don't, you're trying to, don't. You are evil. Like you're evil.
Okay, I thought he was like pushing her at this point, but it's not. She's just like running through the house. Okay. I thought this was him shoving her. I thought this was like the worst part of the audio, but okay.
You're Dawn. Don't. You are evil. Like you're evil.
I thought she was being like shoved into the closet here. She's just running on her own and then cried to her. Oh my God. What? I thought that she was being pushed around here.
Tommy! Get out of my house! Get out of my fucking house!
Don't do it, don't do it. Don't.
Don't do what?
Don't.
You're Dawn.
Don't.
And then he's like talking. Oh, and that's why he's fading away. And she's just running. Why is she? Why does the closet lock from the inside? What? What is this? And I like how she cuts the ending like 15 seconds here for the. I need a soundboard of this. What? Like, why doesn't the guy follow her to the closet? Did he lose track of her? Is their house? Are they in like Wayne Manor? And he couldn't. He had no idea where she went. Okay. Anyway, Jesus. All right. Okay. Damn. I thought he was pushing her at the end of this, but okay.
Squad car really felt like he was. So I got brought over to the squad car to fill out the paperwork. I didn't watch him get arrested. They kind of kept me away while he was getting arrested. And then there was a 72-hour restraining order. So, and then after the cops left, I went back into my apartment, and it just, that was one of the worst days of my life. It was awful.
Damn, so she got him kicked out. Damn, she should have started streaming. She's like, I'm back, bitches, and Brad's not here. I got 72 hours. We're gonna stream whatever the fuck we want to stream.
Okay, and then how long did the relationship go on after that? Just out of curiosity, I guess.
That's the day it ended. I broke up with him.
So you started moving out that day, but I guess you continued.
No, I just tried to like chill a little bit after all of the craziness, because I knew that I had 72 hours to like
party bit. Just kidding.
Where he could not contact me. He would get in big trouble if he did. And so I just figured out, I was talking to friends, figuring out what I was going to do. I decided that, like I said, my support system was in Detroit. So I decided that I was going to just pack up a bag and go there for a little bit. And so that when he was done with the restraining order, his mom was coming into town and he could be in the apartment with his mom, pack up all of his stuff while I'm not there. I was out of town then, and move. And then when he was done packing and he was out of there, that's when I came home from Detroit to pack up my stuff. So by the time I got moved to Detroit, it was...
I feel like him and her have given different versions of whose support system is where. Because now she's making it sound like her support system is in Detroit. I don't know where they're living right now, but he made it sound like her mom lived close by. So I don't know what the geography or what the status of this is. I don't know who's where. I also don't know why both of them are packing up, but
September 23rd. It took a couple weeks for all that to happen.
I'm still very hurt right now. Honestly, when we were at the blank office, counselor's office, lawyer's office, doctor's office, I tried comforting you and you grabbed my fingers and threw my hand away and it hurt pretty bad. It still hurts a little. That's the first time that something you've done has ever caused me direct physical pain and it really shook me up. That's why I just started pulling the Airbnb address up right away when we got in the car because I wanted to just get out of there and I knew it would take me a while to pull up because I can't see well. I'm also really confused about what happened when we walked into the...
Right,
and sorry, what was I gonna say?
I think September.
Okay.
So I was just looking at these DMs. So you grab your fingers and whatever, and this was
my wrist, my hand, yeah.
And this was at an Airbnb.
Well, my wrist, my hand, or my fingers? You grabbed my fingers and threw my hand away. Did she have like a prosthetic hand, or?
You said that's your actual house.
So, yeah, it was in Michigan. We were visiting our friends in Detroit actually, and this was the first time that we had been there visiting them while he was on weed, and they actually witnessed him being. He was so used to treating me like shit.
Wait. This couldn't have been after their huge thing, right? This was before. This must have been an earlier thing, right?
That he didn't even realize that like other people would be picking up on it. So he was yelling at me in front of our friends, making them super uncomfortable. There was after this situation with the Airbnb, which I kind of explained in the text messages to him. I had to go stay at.
I was really confused about what happened. I mentioned that she has a record player, and you got upset with me saying something about me mentioning things you should be doing. That's what started the yelling. And then I tried telling you that I was worried the cops would get called because the Airbnb host is downstairs and you screamed louder. It's generally such a helpless position to be in. I am entirely unable to speak. I have been feeling that often lately. I know you're trying to work in communication just like me, but I've been feeling grown.
At a friend's house that night, and that friend was the first person in my life to tell me that I was experiencing abuse. And this is someone that I trust and that I know is very wise and emotionally mature. And them saying,
fuck, who listened to all this? This must be before the arrest incident, right? This has to be. It must be.
Tina, this is abuse. I took that very seriously. And that was August 12th. And, I was still with Brad at that time. We went back home after this trip. But, he ended up getting arrested two weeks later. And
Okay. So it was 2 weeks after. Gotcha, okay.
I broke up with him that day. After the restraining order was up, he came back home. He was super apologetic, but it's part of the cycle that I was used to. And he asked for pathetic, but it's part of the cycle that I was used to.
Not the cycle of abuse. Fuck. You are fucking not, and I'm not going to take you lying to me anymore. That's what you actually care about, all your lies. That's fine, I guess. I can't tell, if you bring up a complaint and a person doesn't respond to the complaint over and over again, you're like strategically avoiding it in the conversation because you know you're doing it and you don't want to admit to it. But there's also sometimes partners will bait you with things and you don't want to take the bait. So this might be like him accusing her of lying. It might just be some delusional shit he says over and over again, and so she just doesn't want to take the bait. Or she is lying about some shit and she's not. I don't know. I need more information.
And he asked.
I am curious. Does he ever say in any of his videos? What is he talking about when he says over and over again? Because he accuses her of lying all the time. Was this like a weed delusion when he was on weed, or what is he even talking about here?
He wanted to keep dating me, didn't want to lose me, and I was like, no. And he asked he wanted to keep dating me, didn't want to lose me, and I was like, no, I'm done. So I mean, once the cops have to show up at my house for me, that's like the relationship's done, So I told him, no, I'm done. That's it.
Right. Also, one last thing. I'm just remembering now. Brad had a take where he asked for like a bunch of money from his audience. He's like, I'm in desperate need of like 10,000. People were speculating about like drug money, gambling. Any thoughts on that? Any knowledge on that?
So that time, that was during that like 2 months last year where he was on weed and like super delusional. Yeah, I really don't even know what the fuck that was for.
One thing also that's like so crazy to me, like I can understand, obviously, by my rules, like I'm sympathetic to people who are like, listen, I'm going to leak some information because this motherfucker's lying on me, okay? So now I'm going to leak information to clear my name because fuck this motherfucker. I don't understand the women, well, no, I understand it. It's because of the positive validation. It is shameless and disgusting that I feel like it feels like more of a woman thing. There might be guys that do it, but it feels like a woman thing where it's like, oh, I had a bad interaction with this guy or boyfriend or ex, and now I'm going to come out, I'm going to shit and trash every single part of this dude online and leak everything and talk about everything. It's like, bitch, why the fuck are you talking about any of this shit? Why are you speculating on any part of his personal life? I don't know why anything got released ever at all in the first place. Like, why? Like, it's just so creepy and weird and disgusting, I guess. Like, why divulge all this? Unless the guy is legitimately, lying about a bunch of personal stuff publicly to fuck with your reputation or whatever. I don't know, it just seems...
It might have been for like the office because we needed to we were setting up, I was like setting up a studio space for him. I don't know. I know that I've gotten people have said that he was asking for $10,000 because I wanted $10,000. I need to make it clear, I don't give a fuck about money at all. I never asked for anything from him except for him to be nice to me. So I really don't know what that 10K situation was, but at that point he was so out of control, and I had no I couldn't keep him on the rails no matter how hard I tried. So I really don't even know what that 10K was about. Couldn't tell you.
Also, by the way, just one, apparently someone's saying that in the video, he said, oh, I'm loud. And also, I was just joking around. You're saying that he just confronted about random stuff. Were there ever times where he was joking around in a weird way as well? Or was that a complete fabrication?
He would joke on stream. He'd be on stream and make, I think he was satirizing misogynistic, abusive guys where he'd be like, go make me a sandwich. He'd be joking. And I always knew that he was joking during those times. But no, when he was in like a delusional state and completely like emotionally dysregulated and just off the rails, like it was always like explosive. And the more that it would make me shut down. I would kind of curl up into myself, and me genuinely being scared of him just made him more angry with me. So
does she have any recordings of that? Because that would be interesting to see, rather than one where she's not curled up and afraid, but poking him over and over and over and over again.
Yeah.
He said here that he's like, that you're telling him that you were hurt at the blank office, and that he's like mad that you didn't tell him at the time. What is a very, so he's like, it almost feels like he's like psychotic and still in like a manic state right now. It's very, very odd response. Just curious how you respond.
Nothing about this is psychotic or manic that I can see. I don't know. Maybe he's just using those words, I guess, colloquially.
Yeah, I'll explain. We were somewhere. I'm not gonna like talk about where we were, but we were somewhere, and we were heading to our Airbnb for the day, and it was a new Airbnb. And he was like freaking out about something, and at this point I had tried every angle to de-escalate, like every possible like tactic that I could use to try to de-escalate, and like I tried it. So in this moment, like I tried to not be scared of him and to put my hand gently on his shoulder and like give it a little rub and be like, it's okay, like I love you, I'm not trying to hurt you. And yeah, he grabbed my hand and like wrist immediately off of his shoulder and threw it away from him like as hard as he could. And it was like a grip, like a tug, like I don't know how to explain, but all I know is that afterwards my hand and my wrist were aching for like a good hour or so. And we left in that moment. We got in the car. He's still screaming at me. I'm trying to pull up the address to the Airbnb, and he's like, you can't even look at me, you're on your phone. I think I have a recording of actually this. I do have a recording of it. Oh, because yeah, at this point I'm fucking done. Like I need to protect.
She's so traumatized she has to just look at the Airbnb, but she's also did another recording. Prolific recorders. See, this guy should have been in the Destiny school. This is why you record your conversations, your debates with people, okay? This is important. This is why now he fucked himself. She's got all these little recordings. He's got nothing.
Like myself. He's like, you're looking at your
Does she play it? I want to hear it.
Your phone. You can't even listen to me. I was looking at my phone to pull up the Airbnb address. And so I put my phone down and I just let him keep yelling at me. And
sorry.
And then when he's done,
that's not funny.
He's like, what's the Airbnb address? And I'm just like, bro, that's what I was just getting. Like, that's what I was on my phone for. So we get to the Airbnb and we walk in together, and something, I don't know, he like mishears me. All I said was something about a record player that was in the Airbnb. I was like, oh, that's nice, they've got a record player. I don't know what he thought I said, but it didn't matter. He just started screaming at me that
Maybe
I'm a selfish bitch.
He misheard you and he thought you said, wow, Brad, you're looking even gayer. And then
like, right, who the fuck knows, right? But he just became explosive immediately and was like calling me a selfish bitch, and just, when he's in that, you heard the audio, like I couldn't even get a word in. There is no defending yourself in that scenario. And I was just saying to him, like, Brad, like the Airbnb host is downstairs. Like this is a duplex. Like I'm like, they're gonna call the cops. Like I'm
message is about, right? It's like they're like saying you're concerned.
Yeah, and I was like, they're gonna call the cops.
In my opinion, if somebody is screaming like in a public area, that's like the number one red flag of like, well, beside them like being the shit of you, that person is crazy. Okay, stay away, get away, red flag. Anytime you got somebody who wants to scream in some public area and make everybody all pissed, like that's not
like, you
good.
have to stop screaming. Like I just was trying to not have the cops show up at the Airbnb, and he like didn't listen. He just obviously didn't listen to me. It truly did not matter what I said when he was like that. I could use any different approach and it would all make him escalate. I could be silent and it would upset him. I could talk gently and it would upset him. I could yell back and it would upset him. There's no like nothing you can do to get through to him in that period. So he went down to his car, took all of my suitcase and my backpack and everything. He threw it all on the front lawn of the Airbnb and he drove off.
What a that's like really a lot of person. That's like really gross and disgusting. What a piece of shit. But all right, and then that's what the Airbnb thing, and this was the 12th, and you're saying that you continued being with him to the 31st, and so was the entire like 2 months basically like this, where it's just like almost psychosis, arguments over nothing.
Yes. Yes. From the moment we got back from LA, which was like early July, to August 31st, it was this. And so by the end of August, I can't even explain. I was so exhausted and scared and just like broken down. Like he had just broken me down to like this point that I never thought I would even be at. It He had
I guess
so
the-
much power over my life.
Because
So
the
much
obvious
control.
response would be, you're saying on the 12th, you were recording it because at that point you were done. But then you said it was until the 31st. But I guess it. So what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, what am I supposed to do? You know, like also, you know, we were in another state, another city. We had gone to an event. We went there for an event, and my glasses broke at this event. They got stepped on, crushed, completely unwearable. I legally cannot drive without my glasses. So I was in another state. I relied on him to like, I needed, you know, like I needed to get home to like, we have dogs, all my stuff at home. Like I had to go home with him.
This was
And
like
of course I was
very sensitive situation. You couldn't just like break up with him here and there. It was sort of
correct. Yeah, I had to just kind of stick it out. But yes, I was like done at that point. And that was when, of course, that was the same trip where my friend very earnestly told me like this is abuse. And so I took that very seriously. And before we even left town, I stopped and said goodbye to that friend. And he was like, do you feel safe in the car with him for the 6-hour drive home? Like, are you going to be okay? And I was like, yeah, you know, at that point I was also used to it. Right. So I was like, I'll be fine, you know? And I got in the car and in the passenger seat and just kind of laid on a pillow against the window and just kind of cried the whole way home.
Wait, what did I miss?
Car with him. Before we even left town, I stopped and said goodbye to that friend. And he was like, do you feel safe in the car with him for the 6-hour drive home? Like, are you going to be okay?
Oh, this friend is a guy.
And I was like, yeah, you know, at that point I was also used to it. Right. So I was like, I'll be fine, you know? And I got in the car and in the passenger seat and just kind of laid on a pillow against the window and just kind of cried the whole way home. And on the way home,
I'm sorry, just real quick. Is this girl 19 or 20? What is the age of this girl that she is like, because she doesn't have glasses, she's just completely and utterly stranded and is totally incapable of, she is attached to her boyfriend. I'm just trying to figure out, or is she underage or how old is this person? Anybody know?
Coming out of Michigan, he stopped at a dispensary and he went in and spent $600. He stopped at a dispensary and he went in and spent $600 on weed. And if you know anything about Michigan weed prices, it's very cheap in Michigan. He bought so much. And then when he got back in the car, I have audio of this as well. He was mad at me for letting him spend $600 on weed, like as if I was responsible for stopping him from doing that. Just bizarre. So I just kind of cried the whole way home. I was really just in survival mode at this point.
Survival mode.
And that's where, like, yeah, at the end of August, which, by the way, my 28th birthday was August 28th of last year.
She was 27 years old. And was stranded and trapped and absolutely there was no possibility. Uh-oh. Excuse me, I need a breaking news alert.
Whoa, dude,
No.
chill. You're being anti-Semitic.
Where's my Weasley Little Liar thing? I don't have the Weasley Little Liar in here? Fuck. I don't have a breaking news alert. An airman has been arrested in connection with the death of Braden Tyreek Loven, a 21-year-old defender with the U.S. Air Force's 90th Security Forces Group, who was killed at around 1:30 a.m. on July 20th when his SIG M18 service handgun discharged while he was on duty at Francis E. Warren Air Force Base in Wyoming. Loven's death sparked service-wide inspections of the M18, as initial reports suggested the gun discharged on his own, reports which have apparently since been proven false. Uh-oh! Oh no! He tried to throw SIG under the bus? The airman in custody was arrested on suspicion of making a false official statement, obstruction of justice, and involuntary manslaughter in relation to the death of Airman Braden Loven. Oh shit!
So like my quote unquote golden birthday was right in the middle of like all of this.
Wait, 28 is your golden birthday? What does golden birthday mean?
Worst birthday of my whole fucking life. No, I'm not one of those people that like gives a shit about their birthday, like whatever.
You don't give a shit about your birthday? What is golden birthday? Same day as age. 28th on the 28th. Oh, so I can't have any more. Have I ever had any golden birthdays? Like if I turned 12 on the 12th? Is that You only get one? Well.
But it does kind of like sting a little bit to be like, to spend your whole entire birthday getting yelled at. So, yeah. But it was done. I mean, when we came back from that trip to Detroit mid-August, in my head, I'm like, yeah, this is not. I was kind of developing my exit plan at that point.
All right. Right. Let me think. I'm just trying to think. With like some.
Yeah, you're good. I'm
pseudo
here. I'm
defense
just fucking
Brad
chilling.
would ask you.
Yeah, so that I can like defend myself. Like it's crazy, like having to be so silent for so long and like
having to be so silent, that's called being a normal fucking human being. I know that in the streamer space, I'm so happy I have real life friends now that are not in these spaces. I'll never like be close friends with any of these creepy, crazy fucking streamers again. Ordinary people, when they have breakups, don't go onto the entire internet and literally e-whore out their entire fucking personal life. Any e-whore out their ex's fucking personal life. That's a very abnormal, like attention-minded thing to do. That's an insane thing to do. It's insanely fucking shameless. I can't believe I had to be silent for so long.
Really, the only reason that I was literally just to protect him. Like
What about your own reputation? See, this is also another gross thing because there's also like some level of shame where it's like, fuck, I fuck or whatever. But like, because white women have simultaneously no agency whatsoever, but are also like queens that can make all the choices ever. Like she can dump all of this and she has nothing bad can ever be said about her ever at all because she's in the trauma freeze response for the entirety of the entire relationship. So she can leak all of it with no shame because she had no control of her life at all. 27-year-old stuck in Detroit because you don't have your glasses? What kind of a fucking retard are you? Like what? 27 years old and trapped in Detroit? What? You can't escape? What about the guy trying to fuck you who's asking like, are you safe with your fucking boyfriend or whatever? You could get a fucking ride or a plane ticket from this dude? Come on, give me a break. But that's why she can leak it all, because she doesn't have to feel any shame, because none of it was ever her fault or her choice or anything at all. She was just an absolutely AFK NPC passenger on the drive through her own life, I guess.
Genuinely wanted to see him get better. And so it does feel good to kind of take some of that power over my story back. You know, that's kind of what I felt like I was doing with like the audio and stuff. It's like, all right, like, because he has this platform, he can upload videos trashing me, accusing me of things. And
now, if he did do that, I can understand leaking some stuff. I don't know, my recollection is wrong, but I feel like when he was talking through things, I feel like most of what he was saying was him. I feel like he admitted to too much. He was saying that he had like a fucking addiction problem, that he was fucking going crazy on weed and shit. Oh, the only thing that he said about her, the accusation thing, but it sounds like it was true, was just that she was sending audio recordings of their fights to his family and shit, which is crazy. But was there anything else? Was he shit? If he was shitting on her a ton and lying about shit, then fuck it. I think she's fair to release some stuff, but oh my god.
And in a way, he's still like, you know, he's using his platform as like a weapon.
No, I'm so sorry. Oh God, stop. No, stop. Who linked this? I thought you were linking me a meme. I thought this was like a meme and I was about to ban you for linking a retarded fucking meme. Is this actually the guy? My platonic soulmate. No. No. No, this was not the guy. Shut the fuck up. I need a hell no. I need a hell no soundbite. What? No, that's not it. Exaggerated. There's no way. This is not the guy. Read the quote tweet. Yeah, but that doesn't reference his situation or anything, right? The reply. I see the reply, yeah. But is he the guy that she was referring to in the story?
Accusing me of things. And in a way, he's still like, you know, he's using his platform as like a weapon against me, naming me.
Accusing her of what?
You know, by name, accusing me of these things. Still kind of flexing that power over me. And so I just wanted to take that power away from him. I just was tired of it. Because we're almost a year out from all this stuff we're discussing in last August. And God, I just want to fuck.
Oh, apparently that guy is gay, so you guys are wrong. Get fucked.
Move on with my life, right? Like, I already wasted 5 years on this guy. Like, let me live. But no. So,
are there any other? I guess it's like a personal thing. You don't like violating his privacy. Are there any other partners of Brad's you've spoken to about this, or you know anything about? You know, just like a pattern, or if it's just.
No, great point, actually. So there is one, he's had one girlfriend.
I love this like weird investigating bullshit too. Yeah, I like this weird investigating thing too, where she can dig through and publicly talk about like every other guy that she's talked to, they're a girl that this guy's dated as well. Like, it's just so fucking weird. It's so fucking gross. I don't know, man.
I believe
this chick's a fucking loser. Holy shit.
Before me, she used to be in a couple videos with him. I don't know how long they dated, but it wasn't super long. But I remember when I started dating him, and this, of course, in hindsight, like.
Wait, add this to the drama subfolder. Gesticle spicy chat crossover with purple Perry retard. Oh, is this spicy chat? Oh, Kosher Kathy is that person also who called in, by the way. When I was like, oh, the Indian guy, the person who called in during the Econo Boy debate. This guy is clipping me, so that Kosher Kathy is clipping me, posting me in spicy chat. Spam it, spam it, spam it. I wonder if I could feed him false information in DGG. Queeman Orbiter, Lamau. Oh wait, is this happening right now? Oh shit, this is from right now. Nice. Oh, that was that person's account. Got him. Fucking got him. I could spot him like this every ban I have. I got fucking laser vision. I got laser vision. I feel like it's like the Ethan Klein thing when when Ethan accused Ida, was like, it feels like you were plotting with all my enemies, and then Ida was just like, you're insane for thinking that, and that's when I started making the video, the content cop with all your enemies. Jesus, good coordination, guys. I'm glad that you guys have nothing else in your entire lives to watch, I guess, except for my stream. Thank you. I'm still very hurt right now. Honestly, when we were at the with this.
Hindsight's 2020, right? We all know that. And abuse situations, especially like emotionally, like this, very complicated. From the outside, it's like, why did you?
Bro, this whole like abuse narrative. I remember when Pixie debated me this a long time ago on the Tara Reid stuff. Like when you're traumatized and abused, like literally every single possible behavior that you can conceive of becomes based and possible, and there's literally nothing, like you cannot qualify anything on anything. It's like,
why did you ignore these red flags? Read a book about it. There's endless data and all kinds of things about how abusive relationships work, and it's not my job to explain that to people. But he did show me a text from his ex that said that he was narcissistic and abusive. And
oh
that was
my god, dude.
my experience with him at the time. And so I just was like, oh, like that's kind of crazy of her to say that to you. I don't believe that. But now, of course, looking back, in retrospect, in my whole relationship, like, yeah, she was right. Like he is a narcissistic abuser. So yeah, I've never spoken with her ever, but I do remember him showing me that text from her very early on, and it should have been a red flag for me, but I wanted to give him the benefit of the doubt. So
I'm just going to get time for questions. Most of them are just saying it's fibromyalgia is made up, but I'm not going to ask you about that. I have some questions. I have some statements here from.
Read a book.
Well, they were saying that there's studies that disprove it. That's what the guy was saying. Okay, but whatever. That's not the point. That's not the point, right?
I wouldn't wish my pain on, like, if whoever's saying that experienced what it feels like to have my body for even 10 minutes, they would shut the fuck up. So that's yeah.
Oh, she has, let me guess, chronic something. She's got a bunch of chronic diseases as well, of course, I'm sure, right?
Go ahead.
All right. I have some curious questions here from fans of Destiny. I believe they call themselves DDGers in reference to P. Diddy. I don't know why they do that. I guess they just love pedophilia or something. Anyway, this guy here says, she's just as bad as he is. She sets him up. He asked her to leave and even called the police. This is what she wanted. She's not a victim. She's a POS. That's a piece of shit. Just like he is. They don't deserve each other. Thoughts on this?
I like how this is a 2 thumbs up comment on, is this a YouTube comment, I guess? A good one.
I mean, it's just not true.
Well, he did ask you to leave, but you saying the lease was on the house. Also, it was quite the intense situation. I wouldn't expect you to leave. But
it was an intense situation. I wouldn't expect you to leave. What? Okay.
What do you mean it's not true?
Yeah, I mean, it's just not fair. Like, I'm being yelled at. My partner's being delusional and crazy. Why do I have to leave my home? You know what I mean? Like, where's the justice in that? Like,
the justice Doesn't it have to do with you being afraid of for your fucking life? What do you mean? Where's the what?
I actually, like, God forbid a woman stands up for herself. Like I said,
listen to how she. Dude, no, this woman, I don't care. I'm all in. I'm sorry, I'm all in. My chips. I'm all in on manipulator abuser. I'm all in on it. I'm sorry. The way that she speaks, the way that she argues through all of her feelings and she doesn't even discuss like how she was like, all of these things are like debates, arguments are construed to navigate this conversation in a way which is trying to convince you, the viewer, like rationally that everything made sense all the time. She talks like a fucking sociopath, right? Like, you don't understand. Trauma makes you do crazy things. Trauma can make anything happen. Like, when you're abused, people respond to abuse in all sorts of ways. Oh yeah, like tell me about when he tried to make you leave your house. You think I'm gonna fucking leave? Don't you know that a domicile, according to Civil Code Section 27848, means that I'm actually entitled to stay in my house for as long as I have a lease, unless he formally serves me with an eviction notice. I actually don't have to leave. Blah, blah, blah. Like, give me a fucking break. Give me a fucking break.
I did every bit of housework. I built every piece of.
I built the furniture. She's about to say I did the house because I built the furniture. She's not gonna say that. What? I built the furniture
in that house. Like, that was my home. That I spent years developing. Like, why should I have to leave? Like,
no, yeah. It's like just because he's yelling at you, just because he's the one that's angry and unreasonable. Green's pretty fucked up. I have this guy with a power profile. Please cope harder so you think you're coping. This is why men have walked away. The lies and strawman. The blindsiding and emotional manipulation, so that some people have been through it enough to call it for what it is. So he's saying that you strawmanned him, blindsided him, emotionally manipulated him. Thoughts on this?
yeah, I mean, that just didn't happen. I mean, like,
lies. True lies.
these are people that I honestly don't really care what they think. Like, I don't care.
That's why I'm on here for hours talking to this no-name random Koeman orbiter.
I know what I experienced. So, like, I can hear that and just go, well, that person literally, like, doesn't know. Like, I just don't care what they
we have this guy here saying womp womp. Any thoughts on that?
Womp womp is what I thought when the audio got released and everyone was like, oh, Brad, it's over for Brad. That's what I said. Womp womp. So
I really just on a curiosity, what would you say you ever look bad? Did any of the recordings you think like, oh man, did I like handle that poorly? I handled the situation poorly. Like, in hindsight, obviously at the time you probably felt like stronger, but like looking at them again or thinking about them again, are there any way you think?
No, I've listened to them and I've shared them with very close friends, like just kind of played little bits of them. I think that even now, even the ones from
played little bits of them? What does that mean? You're killing me. I need that sound clip. I'm sorry, Brad, but if you're gonna retire anyway, I need the "you're killing me" sound clip. I need that one. I need that one.
from years ago. It is clear, very clear by the audio that I was scared, that I was being misunderstood, and that I was trying to de-escalate. And I was trying desperately for
Nah, this is abuser. Oh my God. I do love her and I do respect her. Okay? If you're hearing me, Tina, I see your hustle. I'm here for it. Okay? I saw your Twitter picture. Okay? You barely, but you are there. You're just barely hot enough to be this crazy. Okay? But be careful. Okay? You're very close on the line. If you get a little bit less attractive or a little bit more fucking crazy, it's going to be too much. So you're riding the line. Okay? Just barely.
For him to get him to understand, you know, that I'm like not trying to hurt him, or, you know, whatever he was accusing me of.
Whatever he was accusing me of, who I don't even remember, even though apparently I've played this audio recording to my friends 400 times.
I just always was trying to be understood and de-escalate, and any of the audio that I have is representative of that. That's what it always was, even when I wasn't being recorded.
I like how she adds that in there. Yes, when I was recording, I was always de-escalating. And even also when I wasn't being recorded or recording myself.
I guess the argument would be that you're like trying to goad him into assaulting you or whatever. That would be really hard for you. It's just a very ridiculous like idea for what a person would do in a situation where like that. I don't know. I can't. It would be hard for you to disprove. It's all like you had like a fucking 4K setup where they could see your facial expressions or whatever. It's just like a pretty dumb thing to think. So but I think those are just some sorts of comments I got. I don't know. Is there anything you want to say? I guess anything else you want to say about the?
No. I mean, no, not really. I mean, like, I'll just reiterate, like, anyone that's been through anything like this knows exactly why I recorded it. I wasn't acting different than I normally was when it was being recorded. I kind of just hit record and then I'm not like, oh, I'm acting for the recording, you know, whatever. Anyone that's been through it understands why I recorded. And
it's annoying because if you did record, they would just say you're making it up too. So it's like a damned if you do, damned if you don't. Unless it's literally like, visually recorded.
Yeah, and I've seen firsthand like how he can manipulate people. I just like that was the only thing at that point. I was so powerless in the situation I was in. that the only way that I could take any control of the situation was by recording that. And ultimately, yeah, that is, the audio got released and I was able to kind of take Brad's power.
It got released like just randomly, or
away from him by letting people know how he really was. I not protecting him anymore. Just this is what I was experiencing, and so ultimately having those recordings did allow me to regain control of my own story. Because I never consented to him going online and talking about our personal business, airing my shit out. So, yeah, it's just like I'm taking control of this situation.
Me. Do you see what I've become?
What's he? I'm sorry, this is me. What's he saying here?
Do you see what I've become? Do you see?
Oh, do you see what I've become? Where's the Joker face? I need him screaming. Oh my.
Do you see what I've become?
I'm sorry, Brad.
And it's all I could do in that moment. So I'm glad I did.
I do see a very important question in chat here. When he was throwing weed tantrums, did you tell him he was being a Brad boy? That's Brad boy, like bad boy, like Brad.
That's funny. I mean, yeah, he would make puns with his channel name and stuff all the time, but yeah, no, I mean, I was never instigating, right? I wasn't even making jokes in these moments. I was so exhausted and so beaten down. I was never.
One thing that I think is a red flag is I feel like she didn't, unless I am just not remembering it, she never brought up like a specific example of anything. She keeps saying like, oh, he's trashing me online, he's trashing me. But I don't think she mentioned anything he did. But maybe everybody who's following this drama just knows what he said, and I just didn't know because I didn't watch it. Or she's like very vague about everything. She never actually gives an example of anything. Oh, that's fine.
I was never even making jokes with him in those.
So, this is the video that she claims forced the leaks. Okay. Did we watch this 11-minute one? There was a 30-minute one that we watched like half of.
So.
Wait, this is 3-day. Oh, re-upload.
Let me start this very dramatic speech by saying that the last week or two, I haven't even been keeping track. The last week or two, it's really hurt a lot. It's really sucked, but I've also gained a lot of information. I've seen how people interact with me, who sticks around, who leaves, why that is. And I think that like a lot of it makes more sense to me. But today, okay, I'm going to be bringing up, yes, I am talking about this. I'm going to be bringing up my ex-partner.
Uh-oh.
But I want to make it very clear that everything I am about to say, I have zero intention of saying like, or like trying to victimize myself through what she has done. I'm going to be accusing her of some pretty hefty things.
Okay.
But I want to show you that I have a pretty strong understanding of the situation, and I truly do believe that like we are both victims in this situation, like equally. And I've even.
Oh, he tried to hedge. What an absolute fucking idiot. He needed to come out guns blazing. And he didn't even have any recording. Well, wait, no. We'll see what he says. We'll see what he says.
Talked with her about this before, like victims of the age of the internet in a way. But I think that it's different than that. I think that there is just something fundamentally broken between me and her. No, I did not abuse my partner. I have never even had a thought of harming her like once in my life. I've never put a finger near her. But also at the same time, everything she's saying, about being extremely hurt and horrified and, not wanting to be around me and, how she truly believes that everything she's done is in self-defense. And what I'm here to say is...
see, like, this is what I'm curious. What was said before this? Well, like, what started getting all of this leaked online? Because it sounds like he's responding to stuff that she said, no?
I completely believe her. But I also think it's worth mentioning the things that she did in self-defense and, like, why they would result in me losing it and screaming, Well, first of all, let's talk about the main issue, me yelling. Like, when I get very angry or even excited or just anything
also, he's lying here because he grabbed her fingers. Remember, that one time he did grab her fingers.
I get very loud. Like, I use my voice and the volume of it to really express it. So, like, when I'm upset because of something, and I start getting really loud about it, like, that basically was her biggest fear because she had trauma.
You killed me!
Make sure I get all the details. It's kind of complicated. So basically, for me though, like my family, everyone I've been around my whole life is loud. They talk over each other, they yell at each other, but they never mean anything bad by it. So I never really saw anything wrong with it. They're just trying to be heard and get their point across and show their emotions. And so that's like me when I'm yelling. And so the problem is Tina. I guess I'm just saying her name. Sure, Tina. Tina rightfully gets scared of that, is horrified. What I'm trying to say by this situation is a matter of a bad match because we worked perfectly with everything, but it really was me yelling. And again, I would basically yell because, just out of instinct of trying to get a point across or even sometimes just tell a joke. And the way that she would handle it is she would feel hurt and scared. And this just kept happening over and over again where I didn't mean to scare her. She got scared. She starts acting very nervous and then I'm questioning why she is. And then
okay. I don't know how to put this into words that make sense, okay? But some people are loud, but I think that there is something is just completely different between being loud versus
Do you see what I've become?
this is not these types of things.
You've killed me!
This is not somebody who's loud, right? Like loud is like, you know, like, oh, like I'm like, if I'm talking like me and Mr. Winter in the bot lane, I'm like, Moot, you have to fucking kill these people. Like you're not doing anything. You're not doing the right actions. Okay. You're feeding the lane. It's pissing me off. It's horrible. Okay. This is not working, right? That's like being loud. Okay. I'm loud on stream sometimes. I don't know if I don't even know if I can do this. I've never done this. But remember, when I'm toxic, I shut down, I guess. So that's a different thing. But when people are like, I don't even know if I can do this on my phone without like, when people are like, I don't think I can do it. When people are like, I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't even do it. It's not a volume thing. It's like an unhinged, screeching banshee thing. It's a more guttural sound. Yeah, it's like an interesting like you're feeding a bot lane versus like you're feeding. Like it's like oh shit. Ah, that like triggers me just hearing it. Ah, it's not just a matter of like volume. It's not a matter of like volume. It's a matter of like this person is fucking unhinged right now. Okay, right? It's a totally different. It's a totally different thing. This right here. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, not to hate on Brad, but. This is not just talking loud. This person is like unhinged, okay? So I'll say strike one for Brad. Because characterizing this hero is like he's just loud. Like I've had, dude, the Cuban half of my family, I say this all the time, right? When I stayed with my grandma and her fucking sister, Aunt Sarah, whatever, would show up, dude, these people, the way that they talk to each other, I don't know if it's all Spanish people or Cubans or what, but they like are screaming at each other, but not like that, okay? That's crazy.
I didn't mean to scare her. Yeah, she got scared. She starts acting very nervous, and then I'm like questioning why she is. And then that's when
It's because you're yelling!
Sorry.
Like I would start yelling, and then I'd see how upset she was. I'm like, holy shit, wait, no, this is not what was supposed to. Like I was just trying to, get my point across.
True.
And that would basically be like a very scary memory, being built. And that would happen over and over and over again to the point where she started to fear me. And this is what I mean when I say that like everything she did is in self-defense.
My heart. I loved her. It's not even that. I don't even know if it's that. It's not that. I don't know how to explain it, but there's a different thing. There's an unhinged mode. There's a full sicko mode.
My partner of blackmail, and I'm accusing my partner of gaslighting. I'm like, holy shit, wait, no, this is not what was supposed to. Like I was.
This one. No, it's not. I don't know how to.
Just trying to, get my point across. And that would basically be like a very scary memory, being built. And that would happen over and over and over again.
When I hear people doing stuff like this, here's what it feels like to me. I know because I've had partners scream at me like this. It feels to me like it's somebody who's trying to gain control of a situation, who feels like they don't have control of the situation. They're trying to like gain control of the situation. That's what it feels like to me. Like this is a thing where if somebody feels like they don't have control and it's escalating more and more and more, this is like what they feel like they have to do to get some kind of control of the situation. That's what it feels like to me.
To the point where
but it's different than just being loud.
Started to fear me. And this is what I mean when I say that like everything she did is in self-defense. I am accusing my partner of blackmail, and I'm accusing my partner of gaslighting.
Let's see.
Every day I wake.
Maybe. Okay, I don't know. Okay, stop.
And again, it's weird because I understand what she means when she says it's in self-defense, and I don't think that this is a universal situation. I don't think this is something that represents her character. I believe this is something that was developed specifically for this relationship so that she can protect herself from me.
Oh, he's trying to hedge so much. He didn't know that she was about to nuke his whole existence from orbit. Aww.
And what she would do is basically tell me like when I'm yelling, because she's not listening to the words I'm saying while I'm yelling, because she's terrified when I'm like loud, and she gets scared because she's afraid I'm gonna yell. So she tells me that I'm not living in reality. And the reason I'm really bringing this up is because like this event that just happened really woke me up to the fact that like she would basically say you're not living in reality, and I would agree with her and just like try to like, because I loved her, I wanted to make it work, so I would just like listen to what she says about me, and then just even if I was her, I couldn't yell because like it was after I had already yelled that she'd say that, so it was better to just accept it. So I was constantly being gaslit all the time. And I'm pretty sure that my partner also felt like she was being gaslit all the time, because again, we just were not a good match. Fundamentally, we were a bad match. We had a lot of stuff in common, but this one aspect, like basically again, like resulted in 5 years of gaslighting, and like I went fucking insane, like completely insane. Like just the feeling that like no one's listening to me, no one understands me, and once again, a lot of that's the fact that I'm yelling, and I have a partner who can't listen to me while I'm yelling there. And like yelling is how I get like naturally my emotions across, so much of me is being missed. And then again, it's like I feel so slighted that like I don't give a shit, what she's talking about, because she just, she just basically told me I'm not living in reality. I'm offended, Anyways, blackmail. So blackmail is maybe the most painful thing I've ever gone through in my life. Being recorded, like without my knowledge, like having a partner constantly remind me that, let's take a break. And okay, let me finish my sentence. Wait, what was I talking about? Anyways, let's take a break and talk about her concerns. Once again, like I think that she had every right to feel the way that she did. I think that the way she handled it was really sad and misrepresentative of who I am as a person. That's why I even brought it up in the first place, because I felt so deeply betrayed. Because again, I've never had any meaning. Like, I've never wanted to do anything wrong to this person. Like, I still think about her. I still care about her. And like, yeah, no, my last video was like vicious and stupid, but also at the same time, it was me just like finally saying, oh, I'm just gonna like talk and say whatever. And it turned out this is like, I don't know, maybe the most important experience of my career so far. Yeah. So why is it that she's gaslighting me? Why is it that she's
so far? I need a button where I can do the. Wait, when you guys are doing the meme with the lonely meme, is that playing the one song in the background? Oh God, what's it? I don't even know what the lyrics are. He's like, what is that? Oh, this. I need like a 3-second clip of this. Whatever the chorus is. I need that for this.
Okay, wait. That's right. I was explaining basically blackmail. So blackmail is basically like somebody holding you by a chain at all times. Especially the person who I like care the most about. Her holding the fact that she has stuff that she can like destroy my life with over my head is crazy. And the fact that, look, it's like I released the video.
He should have released evidence of this. He's not going to now because none of it vindicates him because everybody's going to say he's an insane person anyway. But there's also the super code. Nice.
You know, and the video was not the cleanest thing in the world, but like her first immediate response was the same thing I've been saying. She'll just like say it's self-defense and then, you know, spread all this stuff that feels like, again, that like the video I talked about, you know?
Like, I'd be very curious to see, what does he mean when he says she was blackmailing him? Was she literally saying like, if you don't do X, then I'm going to release the audio? Is that public sentiment has shifted before on stuff like that? Not in his corner. This guy lives in progressive world, doesn't he?
The video is me screaming because I'm being gaslit, because I'm not being listened to, because I'm yelling, and once again, she can't hear a word I'm saying. She just hears yelling. She records it, she shows it to the cops, tells them how dangerous I am, they arrest me, and it feels like the biggest fucking betrayal of my life. That's why I brought it up, because like, yeah, that made me want to kill myself. But once again, like, she truly believed she was in that much danger, and I think that she's completely valid for that, and that she's allowed to feel however she feels about the situation.
What a hedging loser. What is this? New banger, 8 years old. I'm good. Loneliness and madness. Okay.
She made a statement. I wanted to say something because I really just figured it out that like, oh yeah, that's right. Like, you know, I have been behaving a totally different way for so long. You know, once I thought that I lost my YouTube channel, I really went into a deep depression. Like, anyone. But like the thing is that really made me make this video is that it just kept getting worse, and like in really weird and interesting ways where people are like really showing their character around me. And I'm just like, huh.
You know what? There is one way that the public narrative on this can turn around. There is one way. The question is, are you committed enough to turn it around? He needs to become a MAGA grifter? No, I mean, he probably needs to kill himself. That might turn it around.
You know, and I'm absolutely hurt by it, but all I have left right now are people who I could spend a whole day talking to, which, you know what, I'll take that. And by the way, entire internet for believing everything you read at face value, just know I don't blame you, all right? Because I would do the same, and that's just literally this culture, all right? So, you know, this is me literally saying we are both...
Oh, God. Oh, no. Oh, no.
Victims of each other, you know, and that the relationship like dissolved in a way that I thought felt extremely unfair, but I can see like why she was as terrified as she was. But the reality is, once again, like, this is not a problem around people who are like me. It just happens to be the circle I have, you know, all the people who are around me who are just like tuned differently, you know what I mean? And I did hurt them, but like, once again, I didn't mean to hurt anybody. So like, it really isn't, you know, not my fault as much as it is, you know, like, I don't know, whatever. Hopefully this clears it up, but no one on the internet probably won't, and I don't really care. Sorry for not keeping up with the 2-year rule, but I don't know, maybe I just was like I guess I could have waited a little longer. I'm probably still taking a break, but I'm making music like all day. Like, I'm just in the studio, dude, creating crazy stuff. Listen to this, all right? All right, I gotta click this. Video unavailable. Oh, guess you'll have to wait till next time. Peace.
Arrested for domestic violence. I like how this looks recent when they're talking about that. This was like last year, right? Oh my God. I believe Brad tastes X. So brave. So brave. Oh, Ethan Klein and them probably hate this guy, huh? Brad Taste in music identifies as the victim before disgusting audio leak ends his career. Damn, did he delete his channel or just like unavailable? Oh no, there it is. First reaction to Quedeca, sorry.
I have been traumatized by the chat with this. I've had to hear from the moment the stream has started about this new...
Hold on.
Quedeca, God-stained. I have been traumatized by the chat with this. I've had to hear from the moment the stream has started about this new Quedeca. And
Wait, am I crazy, or is he using a an Anthony Fantano cadence when he speaks? Is anybody else hearing that, or am I crazy?
Quedeca, God-stained. I have been traumatized by the chat with this. I've had to hear from the moment the stream has started about this new Quedeca. And
he's a big Fantano glazer? Oh no.
Look, I'll boat, all right? 20 bitches on the boat. That's true. You can check behind the... Damn. Such a good shot. Look at this. It's like the three...
Well, look, his channel's still here. I'm sorry. Check out the most recent post.
I'm not doing okay. I've been watching too much Black Mirror. Get me out of the simulation, man.
Hi there. The video today has two main goals. One is to convince people to go and watch Black Mirror on their own without spoiling it. And two is to let people know which episodes are my favorite from my viewing of Black Mirror. This show is an anthology, so if you want to only watch the top 5 episodes I rank in the video, you are completely able to without ruining the other episodes of the show, or even needing context from the other episodes. Or...
Damn. Destiny, the Perry loser guy forces her to react to many clips of you afterwards. It's crazy. Wait, does he?
Moments I was just trying to...
If you don't know, Destiny's a sexual predator who violates one's consent, records them without their consent, and sex tapes of them that were taken with consent without consent, lies and says that they did the same
What
thing.
the fuck?
It's Brad Pitt in high...
Why are my haters so deranged? It's literally the, oh fuck. The guy explaining meme. Okay, so Destiny is a, Sexpestiny, Rapestiny, Pedophilestiny.
Hindsight, not everything's been said and done. It's about your fibromyalgia, people are still... It's a very binary thing, it's discussing all the answers, yes. So Destiny has a history of like always defending the guy. In fact, recently with his personal situation where he's like a sexual predator, I kind of just explained a bit about it, where, you know, he like violates everyone's consent, recording them without consent, and sex tapes without consent of people who have consent. So Destiny's like, especially after that, he's been saying, oh, the world, you can just be to a guy. Man have no way of defending himself in the current climate. Man have no way of defending himself in the current climate, right? That's the, that's what Destiny's like been saying basically ever since he's been exposed for being a consent violator. Because really only red people defend him, right? People like Russian Fit, people like Sneeko, I don't even know Sneeko. People only red, or like Zerka, right? Only red pill people are going to defend Destiny. So he's been pushing even further into the direction of women are they can just cancel anybody. It's all cancel. They can just cancel. True predator, consent violating, loser, but also.
Do you think that their souls hurt a little bit? Do you ever think that they're like in a giant room and they like see like who I'm fighting with on the internet and they're like, oh God. And it's like the most unhinged person ever. And they're like, oh God. It's like the same way that Trump people feel when Trump gets on Truth and Charlie Kirk and Ben Shapiro, they're all like in their room and they're like, oh fuck. How are we going to defend this one, boys? Where this guy's like, he's like, oh fuck, I have to defend Lav now, don't I?
So he likes playing the ultimate victim. So there's this other woman, Lav, who's epic and never did anything wrong ever. No, that's not true. She's like kind of like a meanie. She's a meanie, right? And I just can't handle women being mean to him and looking cool to his audience, right? So he just constantly says, oh, she's like evil, manipulative, evil bitch or whatever. She's like a bit mean, you could say, because she's like sexually demeans Destiny or whatever. Big fucking whoop like Destiny would never do. Like, oh wait, he did do that. So like fucking.
Wait, no, he's not that one girl's gone, right? She's not on the call, right? There's no way. She must have hung up a while ago.
15-year. Oh yeah, to Pixie. He did it to Pixie. So Destiny's fine, sexually humiliating women, as bad when Lav does to him. He's been crying about her for years, like actual fucking years, like 2-3 years at this point. What a crybaby. It's a hard case to defect. Obviously,
do we talk about Lav anymore at all?
Gross in her own ways. But it's like to Destiny, this is like, oh, this person, she's just like this evil person. So like a crazy BP. So pathetic.
It's like 1v10 or whatever. She's so good at navigating.
Base growing. This is all coordination we have here doing and thinking, well, right, doing this in a conspiratorial, like not actually engaged in evil sort of manipulator.
No, I don't think she's on the call anymore. I think she left. She must have left. He's just like going over this to his. Does this guy stream to like 30 people or whatever?
Well, yeah, we know that.
I thought it was gonna be more. So I thought it was gonna be more like substantial in that, so more substantial in that. So,
seriously?
Oh, he's saying he's being edgy and joking about how he beats women. That's all he's trying. It's like a meme. I see. What a shitty. What a loser.
Well, yeah, we know that.
I thought it was gonna be more. So I thought it was gonna be more like substantial than that, so more substantial than that. So, well, I think
Nothing
that's
that comes out of his mouth matters to me.
yeah. No, he's like a loser. I think that's everything. I think that's everything.
Yeah.
I had to ask you. I'll probably go through this thing. So I already that you're like beats woman, but it's all.
Well, she destroyed that one dude's life.
Let's like I'll shit on.
Yeah.
I'll shit on him.
All right, it's sharing screen. So
she went through all of her shit. What?
Loser destiny. Loser wife, your destiny. I promised about you. I was curious
Whoa.
if you.
That's
Chronic Lyme. Is chronic Lyme real?
What?
You have chronic Lyme disease.
I mean, what about it with
Is it
this
real?
situation?
Because you think fibromyalgia. No, it's about your fibromyalgia. People.
He got mental health issues that he's discussed. None of it obviously excuses the way he treated me.
What about chronic Lyme? Is chronic Lyme real?
What?
You have chronic Lyme disease.
I mean, what about it with this situation?
Because you think fibromyalgia. No, it's just.
Oh, does she say she has chronic Lyme as well? Why would she be? She's so evasive on that. Why would she be so evasive on that? Her fibromyalgia is self-diagnosed, guaranteed 1 million trillion %. 1 trillion million, quadrillion, triple trillion. I absolutely guarantee it.
It's about your fibromyalgia. People are still arguing about fibromyalgia, so I thought that.
Oh my god, are you fucking kidding me? That's so ridiculous. Yeah, no, I don't. I mean, I've done research on my own condition because like it's my condition that I have to live with every day. But I don't fucking.
Right.
I love Pushing Down and Praying by Lizzie McAlpine. The chatter that song that they mentioned, Babka. I love that song. Just shout out.
W Babka, guys. I have a new clip, a recent clip of noted sexual predator loser destiny. Loser wife.
She's self-diagnosed 1 trillion %.
I promise. It's just
Trauma that he's discussed. He's got mental health issues, but also it's still your responsibility. A shitty person to people. I'm not mean to people. I'm not abusive. And so, at a certain point, it's like, yes, I can understand maybe how you ended up here at sometimes, but also it's still your responsibility to not mistreat people. Yeah, so I don't. Yes, he's had trauma that he's discussed. He's got mental health issues that he's discussed. None of it obviously excuses the way he treated me.
What about chronic Lyme? Is chronic Lyme real?
Right? I wasn't even making jokes in these moments. I was so exhausted and so beaten down. Always was, even when I wasn't being recorded.
Right.
Okay, we watch that.
Every now and then. Coach K's gonna fight this guy. It's ridiculous. Yeah, he installed. This is the.
Okay.
Is that for me? No.
What a wonderful group of people. All right. I love you all very much. I'll be back on Monday. Be careful. Oh, connections. Yeah, I said Monday.
Did you see what I picked up?
Fuck, wrong one. Whatever. We'll see about. Maybe I'll add those.